Dust2, Scrib? Because I don't think we expected to see that as our second map.
No, absolutely not. And it is a little bit of a difference from what they did against MongolZ yesterday, right? I could have seen a Dust2 coming out as that decider. That's sort of what we speculated a little bit. Maybe like the Vertigo, potentially. But, you know, there's a difficult kind of issue, as you say, with the Mirage being permabanned away. Drillers don't really have much beyond those maps. We are in, indeed. But yeah, I think the Dust2 comes as a surprise. Because, as I say, yesterday against MongolZ, they were very, very aggressive with their picks, playing their own game, not bothered about MongolZ statistics, and sort of played them straight into, you know, a few of the MongolZ favorites as well. So we'll see. I think you potentially should have gone for the Ancient pick here, stick to that kind of logic of being confident in yourselves. Nonetheless, no speculation, we are into the action as Anubis gets underway.
T-side start for the Drillers, the more advantageous start on this Anubis map. FlyQuest over on the long range angles with these USPSs for the CT side. A little bit of util to work with. Liaz from range, not going to be able to connect on those opening shots, but the jig is up. That you know that they are over on this B-bomb site. The bomb does get planted, and this is a good old-fashioned 5-on-5 retake for FlyQuest to see if they can make a dent early on.
Yeah, there's plenty of this that goes down, of course, on Anubis. 5v5 pistol retakes. Very, very strange kind of game state to deal with. The nades come raining on in, but those Glocks are all going to swing at the same time. So you've got to move fast. You've got to find the kills quickly. And that's exactly what the Julies are doing here. However, Vexite finds himself alone. They've been thinned a bit too much. Scenario with an easy finish. Drillers to find that pistol.
He started the BM already. A couple of bullets into the corpse while it's still warm. Just to send a message, the Drillers aren't here to play around. First round secured by them. Clean. Nice opening tap here from Wara as well, just to be able to kick things off. And the Jawbreader's doing a lot of work here. Vexite finding, I think it was 3 kills off the back of that swing, and in the numbers. A little bit of a force. Alistair wants the scoped weapon early on. See if he can chip away at some of the HP of his opponents. Surrounded by upgraded pistols as well, of course. 2 Deagles, 2 5.7s. To be able to make light work of the low HP players. Should Alistair find a face to be able to connect it to.
Early smoke in. Dexter, of course, holding up close and just ready and waiting for someone to come round that corner. Molotov doesn't fully force him out, but he's still going to try and take the peak. I guess it does kind of spread to him there in the end. So pretty much the perfect molly for that corner. Really nicely done here by the Drillers to get there first. Alistair, what? Oh my God. Okay.
Someone's away.
Yes, sir. Answering back, and it's caused some chaos here on the side of the Drillers. They try and make a move down into dark. That's exactly what FlyQuest wanted. So a 4 versus 2 ensuing. MongolZ to potentially save the round. 2's pretty good. I think Liaz ran out of ammo there, so couldn't quite get the trade in, and it gives MongolZ a way back in. Oh, FlyQuest from grit to great and back down into the doldrums. That is absolutely not what they wanted. 2 versus 1. Could be doable here for Alistair with the AK, though.
Yeah, I don't hate this at all. Smoke available for him, no kit, so does need to make this work pretty early on. But with low HP on MongolZ, off the back of finding those 3 kills, the high rate of fire from those pistols really chipping him down. If Alistair can find the head of Haji as he swings on through into Palace, then maybe there's something to do here. Taps the bomb once, seeing if he can get some sort of position revealed. Does find out where MongolZ is, head found on Haji, spamming through the smoke. The information's given up that he's low HP, and he does indeed find it. No, he doesn't. Oh my God. Oh, he did. It's so close. It's on the edge, but no, the time has ticked down, and the Drillers will secure the round, but at the cost of all 5 members. An AK going to be saved here from Alistair, and he put in some work in that one.
Yeah, for sure. Big round in terms of, you know, your fragging and your damage and whatnot, but there was definitely a position that they were in there where it flips, you know, 4 versus 2. Should have been there around. Getting a little bit ahead of themselves, you know what I mean? Like, these kills down here should win you the round. Pushing into B main, I don't know that you necessarily need to do that. Maybe they feel like they don't have enough rifles, but arguably push into dark, which is where you've just found those 2 kills, and, you know, you've got good information down there. So certainly some questionable kind of decision making. I think getting caught up in the excitement of the position that they earned. MongolZ does very well, of course, to recover it back. Meanwhile, we move forwards. First kill onto Dexter comes easy. Still got this AK in play, but, you know, not going to be a force around it or anything like that.
Single eagle from Inns, and honestly, I think that might have just been picked up by Alistair and traded straight over the previous round. Warren behind enemy lines with this back 10. Takes down Liaz. He begins toward beach. As a smoke fades, Kvem finds that kill onto Vex site though. It's an open bomb site, and not a position in which FlyQuest are going to be able to retake. Alistair going to be clutching onto that AK for dear life. Inns might go poking and prodding to see if he can find himself another rifle. He does, but it's not the one tap that he was looking for into Haji, and he punishes him for it. Econ isn't built up enough yet for the drillers to be able to hunt down this remaining AK. I think the fact that they haven't seen Alistair does give it up that it was safe in the previous, of course. Oh, he's thinking about it. MongolZ wants to go for it, and he's feeling crisp this morning. Hits the head of him, rips that out of his clutches. There is still going to be a full buy here for FlyQuest, but it's 3 rounds on the board for the drillers. They start as they mean to go on in this series.
Indeed, and I think that's kind of the best that they can ask. FlyQuest proving themselves as a beatable team. Ultimately, you know, their record, talked about the TALON record after winning the BO1. Their record also for me is not that great. You know, you lose out to TALON, which you should be beating. You've got to be the premier Oceania team.
Yep.
And then they beat GR, who have proven themselves, unfortunately, with their performance to be probably the weakest team in the tournament, really. You know, not been very competitive at all. Yeah, the storyline of GR was cool, but I think we kind of expected that to be the case coming into this event, right? Not up to scratch to the same level as some of our top teams here. Inns, however, is up to that level as he finds 2 of MongolZ and Haji. There's a single trade back there during that fight. Dexter with the rotate in from mid. Warren Kvem, though, still positioned up and ready in case they wanted to push down mid, in case there was a face to see, a lurking Dexter perhaps, but not happening yet. He's still posted up in the corner over by Jail. Inns is there as well to help out. As the smoke begins to fade, the flash goes in, holds them off for a few brief moments. Util being committed here. Close. Don't clear the angle though, as Dexter goes for the swing and finds all 3. Scenario Warren Kvem fall to the wayside as FlyQuest find their first in their first full buy round. Yeah, well played. Of course, we see Inns come alive. And Dexter gets half checked there, it looks like. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of eyeballs on, but not quite enough, obviously. So just circumstance going their way. This is one of the things that FlyQuest have got to prep themselves for coming into this game. And I think what, you know, MongolZ didn't learn until the second map yesterday. Keep your guns up. Watch the smokes. You know, it's very, very aggressive and sort of look-based play from drillers. They definitely do have the individuals to pull off those kinds of plays, but if your opposition is ready for it, it's a bit harder to make it work. I think FlyQuest already showing that a little bit. Oh, Alistair, maybe eyes off the crosshair for just a second as that smoke goes down. Goes back in for a bit more. Double scope through. Warro confident for the fight. And that's going to be a battle throughout the series, of course, the 2 AWPers against each other, getting inside each other's heads, and particularly for Alistair, I think it is something that he struggles with a little bit, so definitely watch it as the series goes on.
You wait till they both get the big green in hand. Who's quicker on the flick? Who knows their angles better? We've already seen Alistair playing on those pixels inside of mid. Actually, the hardest shot that he hit earlier on. Scenario. First phase to approach onto the site, but expects site to shut him down. The flash going out as well to see if we can find more information on the swing. He's faced with a smoke instead, so has to fall back. Right now, Cams is going to be the entry point for the drillers. There's a trade back and forth with Haji and Mez still coming out on top here. Liaz playing from the heavens as he takes down 2. Now just Kvem. And the 1v2 situation, but it ends with the recovered AWP finding the head of his opponent and securing that second round for FlyQuest. Damage limitation there. But they ensure that the Drillers aren't afforded any more of a lead that they built up off the pistol.
Yeah, this is good for FlyQuest, of course, getting their claws in and looking pretty decisive thus far. And also, yeah, just unafraid, I think, is what I'm seeing. Taking the fight to the Drillers rather than giving them control. Really well recovered, of course. They lost the first player, so, you know, a very, very big deal that FlyQuest are able to get that one in on the CT side of Anubis. You know, converting those 5v4s is pretty challenging, so very, very good signs here for the Aussies.
Every round on this CT side of Anubis, considering how dominant that T side historically is important. You can end this half with 4, maybe even 5 rounds as a CT side and be incredibly content, provided you've been able to keep it competitive. Already halfway to that point.
Aura doesn't move there. That flash was pretty good. He probably would have got a kill off the back of it, but
yeah,
lacking some get up and go, waiting for them to come his way, I suppose. It's a nice find from the IGL. He's sticking around for a bit more. Fancies himself for a multi-frag here. Coming down to the USP. He got no support around him. Moro, his patience does pay off for the kill, but I think the round has slipped through the fingers of Drillers here in the same vein. Getting that damage, taking some guns away is always important.
During this time, though, Scenari's been able to open up that A-bomb site. I believe he knows about Alistair's forward position now. Inside of connector. Orp trained on the angle. Warrior's going to think this is completely clear and... or maybe his spider sensor tingling. Knows there's an Orp in play. 2 shots already fired in the round. Scenario potentially going to be shooting at the back of his double swing. And oh, it's not going to be enough. The timing just a little bit lackadaisical there. And that's the second time we've seen it. In these almost 2v1 angle situations where players are going in one at a time, instead of going for those double swings, converting these 2v1s into 2 individual 1v1s, allowing the bulk to be racked back on the AWP. Tying that up a little bit, Drillers, and you'll be afforded a couple of frags. It's 3-3 now. FlyQuest has brought us level, but that is not the storyline that we are seeing here. FlyQuest firmly dictating the pace of this game. Have yet to really look rocky at all in these full buy rounds. Very aggressive angle here from Alistair with the backup of the rifle in tow. Be careful about how they approach this.
Really spam down, of course. It does seem like they really want to make a move out there in A main, but no one around. The utility not quite good enough as well. Ins with the spam. Probably the worst way to start a round for the Drillers. There's nothing that you can do about it. You just have to stomach it. So things looking pretty good for the defensive side. We've seen them, you know, with a disadvantage situation look successful. So I like this position for them. Should be able to work something of it. Alistair just checking the angles. Not going to go fully digging here.
Actually a little bit jittery on his keyboard. Wiggling back and forth. Expecting this close angle from Kvem, though. No, he's trained on the long sight line instead. Haji really wants someone to peek into him, doesn't he? Holding and waiting and praying that he gets the taste of blood. Kvem now going quite aggressive. That's on the close angle. Does get cleared out this time, though. Not going to be afforded that second opportunity of uncleared frags. Liaz holding on to the site. Taken down by Kvem once again. He's come alive in this series. MongolZ shutting down the AWP, and it leaves just Vex sight. The highlighted rifle up for FlyQuest. Alone on this B bomb site with movement all around him. Warren has no idea, and Missile almost falls fatal to it as well. And with 2 low HP players on the site, that round could have fallen away out of the hands of the Drillers very, very quickly, but they do recover it, and it's a 4.
Listen, man, I don't want to be harsh, but like, yeah, thank you, replay. What is this? What? Why? Why? There is no need. There is absolutely zero need to go pushing into one of the hottest areas of the map.
I mean, he spammed down one person on that angle already.
Exactly.
Knew there were people there.
Take your kill, back off, maybe keep eyes on it, right? Or keep control of Dart, whatever you want to do. But the whole setup, like, just kind of fell apart a little bit. I think Inns goes pushing, and Dexter was sort of set up to play off of him. And then he's left out on an island in his weird little angle with no teammate to play off of. So, yeah, very, very kind of questionable move. The whole round, for me, crumbles after he goes down. And like I say, there's just no reason at all in my mind. You might think you're a good player and you're going to kill them, all right. You might think information, but, like, these are very, very minute advantages that you would probably give yourself in that kind of a scenario.
Crucial rounds as well. Dexter still alive in that situation with the mid-spam from Warrow. Damage just traded back and forth with Hadji and Warrow both taking chips. It's a bit of process elimination as well on those angles for Quem when he entered onto the bomb site, and it's really looking to ensure that the T-side driller squad don't get punished by these cheeky little off angles, cheeky little corners that Dexter and co are holding on to over on B. Much more passive angle here for FlyQuest. Most forward person we got is Inns right now. The solo hold on this B bomb site, and I wonder if any form of communication has been chucked across. That flash was a little bit rough. Missed team communication there to be able to fully wipe two of your teammates. The opposite of what you want. And that forces FlyQuest actually fully back as the smoke goes in to be able to block off main. The round is reset almost, and the drillers gain all of this mid control.
Yeah. They're playing a bit nervous, I think, on the FlyQuest side of things, you know. Few flashes so far in this game that have actually gone a bit wrong. Again, making a couple of moves that they don't necessarily need to. So just have to watch themselves. I think that's potentially what that timeout was about. Just to set themselves up. Nice smoke there. Vexite in good position here to deal. Oh, and all three with some assistance. Lovely stuff. They try with only 20 seconds just about on the clock to push through the smoke, and that is never going to work. Vexite perfectly played, and unfortunately, Drillers made their own bed in that situation.
Plat is his domain. Saw it earlier on, that first full buy round in which he held on to Heaven, dealt with a double sprayed out. And this time round, they don't filter in one at a time, but all three at once. And Vexite is still there. Finds Kavem, Warrow, and a jump through from Hadji. It looked like his spray hadn't reset off the back of him jumping down the stairs from Connector. That does cause him his life. Causes Drillers the round as well. What looked like a pretty dominant start from them in that half has begun slipping away.
Start into this one. The Drillers are, as you say, in Struggle City at the moment, and I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of this buy. Actually, you lack an awful lot of utility, which Anubis, yes, maybe T-sided, but you need some early util to just sort of bait things out and gain some information, gain some control behind those smokes, so they don't really give themselves a lot in that sense. And bursting into bomb sites later on in the round, you've got no flashes. So it is going to be tough here. Also, a UMP is always weird to see, especially for
I was about to
T-side.
say, yeah.
Get a Mac 10 for goodness sake.
Might be the first one I've seen bought in a long time.
They do crop up, but usually on the CT side, right? On the T side, I think it is kind of wild. This round is very, very slow moving here. Pressure getting to the Drillers a little bit. FlyQuest actually hitting a good spot already. 4 rounds. They get this, deny a bomb plant. You know, we're looking at like a 6-4 scoreline for the CT side of FlyQuest.
Yeah, so good.
Dangerous now for the Drillers. Alistair will find the first. As we mentioned, limited utility, so trying to use it all very, very perfectly, I suppose, and very intentionally on this T side. Kvem does make himself known. There's a trade back from Saneri. A missed AWP shot, but a missed spray from Warrow gives the chance across. Saneri desperately attempting to plant. Leaves it in this 1 versus 2, but of course no time for Hadji to really get anything going. He was trying to play for the post. The bomb never made it down. It's messy from the Drillers, as expected with that weaker buy.
Uncharacteristic from Warrow there, honestly. Like, he was handed that kill onto Alistair when he whiffed that shot. Not able to convert is brutal for the rest of the round. I mean, look at that. It almost looked like the timing just wasn't in his favor. And Hadji on the backlines, who had such a great execute. If they're able to get that bomb planted, sure, it's not planted directly for him, but well, why would you int yourselves by planting on the other side? Surely there's no one inside a palace. Either way, he's not able to get started. Does save his weapon into this next one. And it's the pistols coming out, looking to do some damage. The pop flash is good from Inns, but Dexter's only good for one. Not in a position to be able to recover that rifle either, so you have to fall back to the drillers.
Yeah, damage control is a little all over the place from FlyQuest. We've seen it a couple times with these moves. I think you have to just take your losses and back off there. Now they have a really solid advantage. You've got a bomb site that has no presence on at all. They are again looking to push in. Waro does have the read on it, does gather the all-important information. Kills still look good. Ooh, and this is where it gets a bit weird. FlyQuest kind of panicking, rotating. Surely not everybody. Surely not everybody. We got to keep some kind of presence here because it does look like the drillers are trying to play around that. This is a masterclass of a mid-round right now from Waro. Really well played. And I think they will just take a free B bomb site here.
So Inns has an inkling that something is up. Rotating back, and oh my god, he spots all four of them. Swings on out, takes down Kaverma's like, guys, please help me. There could be anyone everywhere at this rate. The bomb goes down, digits punched in, and this three-man stack of the drillers gambling inside of Dark. Need to be careful though. There's plenty of util on this FlyQuest side that hasn't been expunged yet. Couple of mollies, and well, that could almost be it, honestly. Inns blocking them off. Another one a little bit deeper. More brutal. That's exactly what we're going to be seeing. Inns. Spray goes in, takes down one, takes down two. The deagle from Waro, the recovered AK as well. Swing on the corner from Alistair, but it's the IGL coming out on top for the drillers. And a round snatched away from FlyQuest with this gamble stack inside of Dark. And as you correctly pointed out, Scriv, what a pull from Waro to make that mid-round adjustment to go towards B.
There's some stuff in here, man, that just really doesn't look good. Again, I don't want to keep pointing it out, but they're looking, I think, nervous, not on the ball. You know, something's a little sideways from FlyQuest. They are capable of better than this. Players getting caught off, and yeah, just a few of the calls not fantastic. Waro has played a brilliant round in the previous. Ooh. Alistair nearly lines them up as the move comes in. That could have been a round winner. Unfortunately, he's the only scary player in this round, so don't expect too much else to happen here. Drillers should be in for 6.
I'm a little bit concerned about that setup. Alistair forcing into the AWP, of course, had that money. But with no backup there to be able to recover it, no one else to be able to trade him out in case. Just a probing AWP over towards main. I mean, if he gets more than one kill, I mean, what a great call it is, but only trading one and little to no information off the back of it as well. Great forward position here from the drillers. They sneak on through. Good to be able to take down Vexite, Liaz, and Dexter. And now with the USPS of Inns just looking to make an impact here. A little bit sloppy from the drillers, but they do get it across the line. It is a 6 for them. Let's move into the final round of the half. A 7-5 half for FlyQuest is still pretty good, but as you pointed out, the rounds haven't looked clean, the ones that they've been losing. It's been disjointed, fragmented. Sure, there's another synonym in there, but need to see a little bit more tightening up of these play lines, these play patterns for the CT side, soon to be T.
Boost up here for Waro. Hoping to spot somebody out, but FlyQuest not really going to take too many chances. Dexter playing this angle pretty commonly. AK will push him down. Waro actually finishes him, so his days were numbered on that one. Nice little move coming in off the back of the boost. They can see that there's not really anyone holding the other side of the smoke.
God.
Vexite. Yeah, this has got to be big. They've kind of given up the A-bomb site a little bit. It's a weird site to walk into now. I think very, very confusing indeed. Alistair with a big pickup. They've got to be wary of this man in towards carpets, though. And also, one still remaining at mid. This is such a weird-looking round. Look, like, everybody's just in completely different spots. Scenario with the spin. You've got to be joking. Alistair goes down while he's turned away. It ends up being a mess here. Liaz gets caught. My goodness gracious. A weird mid-round there. Ends in an absolute mess for FlyQuest, and it ends in a lead for the Drillers.
Incredibly disjointed there. I mean, I feel like Scenario and Vexite both knew that they were there, but then it was like, oh no, enough time has elapsed. There's been no audio cue. Surely we're fine. Handled on a platter was that kill for Vexite, and a quick flick of the wrist to be able to spin round 180 for Scenario to get that spray under control, survive, and essentially put the final nail in the coffin for that round. Vibes seem good for the Drillers as they take the lead here. Looking to continue this momentum on this less advantageous CT side. Alistair looks to do a little bit of work there as well. Oh my god, Scenario, that's gross. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. It's tough. I think FlyQuest could have had a couple more in there for me, to be honest with you. And, you know, they are going to be the team that are under the microscope in this series and, you know, probably in their next series if they get one. The Drillers are trying to, of course, deny that away. And if they win the Anubis here, I mean, Dust2, I really do not know what to expect out from it. It was actually a pretty good map that FlyQuest, I believe, opened up Atlanta with against BetBoom, if memory serves. And they had a very, very solid showing there. So I know that they are capable on Dust2. But who knows, man, what kind of work has Drillers been doing for that map? Either way.
Memory does serve you correct.
Oh my goodness, let's go.
13-3 against BetBoom.
Yeah,
they did then lose it to Wildcard, but then beat big on it in that grand final. So
they were fancying the Dust2. Kind of a secret weapon for both teams, potentially. Ben up close with the Julies. The flash comes in, can't quite do anything off the back of it. And the A-bomb site, despite having 3 on it, falls all too easily.
Barely any damage traded back as well. I mean, it was Inns who took the brunt of it, but he gets 2 kills for his troubles. Hadji does have armor here. There's a universe he just saves this. Maybe Meztal pokes and prods for a trade. Here's the steps coming on through beach, and Alistair is going to be able to clean up shop. Yeah, and Hadji's just admiring the environment. Posted up inside a temple. Waiting for someone to fall into his crosshairs, but Alistair may be such a player, and oh, the jiggle peek from him. Building up that confidence once again. As FlyQuest secure themselves the pistol and look to bring us level early on, chaining a number of these rounds together. It's looking like they're going to be respecting it. Really in a position to start to force on up, and this is just clinical execution of that A-bomb site. Played Hadji like a fiddle there.
Yeah, big start, man. So a good start for FlyQuest. They obviously need to continue things here, and up against the force buy. Actually does scare me a bit. A couple MP9s in there could do some real damage here. Out as FlyQuest just not giving any visuals at all until those smokes are down very, very far back on their default in the first 30 seconds. Only now do they start making moves. Vexite being annoying, baiting utility out, knows that if they have any, it's likely to be low. So he's just trying to confuse the comms.
There's upgraded rifles as well for Dexter and Alistair. Taking these longer sight lines and looking to cause some havoc, cause some damage. Dexter always acutely aware of mid, but it's Vexite who goes for the opener, and it's Warrow to trade it straight back with the 1D. Who cares about your fully automatic Mac 10? I will take powerful hand cannon. Do have Scenarios rotated over towards A off the back of that. Posts himself up. Let's have the 5-7. Not the most advantageous range for it though. Could chuck a couple of taps downrange if he needed. But with this backup and with all of the information drawn over towards this A-bomb site, it does leave the B site completely open. Great call here from Dexter. As the bomb gets planted, we're in a 4v4 retake situation with util and weaponry favouring the T side of FlyQuest. And it's a swing into all four with Hadji picking up one, Dexter finds two, and now just Kvem, who is begging, praying he'll be anywhere else in this situation.
Nice find from Liaz in the end. Man, you know, the Drillers, we've seen it throughout the tournament. I think they would really benefit from just a tiny bit of discipline on the saves there. That 4v4, no utility, weaker weapons, no kit, nothing like that, right? And you also have, sure, FlyQuest didn't know at the time, but you've got everyone coming in from the same kind of angle, and you don't have any pressure anywhere else to distract away or to sort of springboard off of. I think you just save, to be honest. You know, if you lose it, you're going to eco this one, which obviously is the eventuality that we get. I think give it another go in the next round with all those guns and bits of armor. You could potentially bolster the utility slightly, right? As they have gone in for 5.7s and Eagles here. So that could have been smoke and flash once again. So I'm not a huge fan. You would say it's not a massive thing, but there's a lot on the line here, guys, right? So every single decision is going to have an impact.
It's difficult to chain those CT rounds together. We saw FlyQuest do that with relative ease in that first half. Did fall away from them in the end, with Drillers taking the half, but only with a couple of rounds underneath their belt. FlyQuest leveling this one out and looking to be in the driver's seat here as well. Toying with their food, running that clock down. Waiting to make sure that they don't share their hand a little bit too early. Next with that opener onto Hadji. Inside of the smoke, we have Saneri. He's got the USP. Begins revealing the position as Inns pushes him down. Now the three remaining players for the Drillers have got to pick up all the pieces once again. But with this forward angle from Inns, he's looking to just completely shut them down, find some more money for the back pocket. So many angles to be able to clear. And with the tag team of Meztown Kvem, do manage to take it down.
Yeah, not a big deal. Small return on the 5.7 investment, I guess, doesn't really matter all that much for FlyQuest. Trying to grab some exits here, as you can see on your minimap, but no one going that way for the Drillers, so it will be a pretty uneventful finish. FlyQuest taking the lead, but this is, of course, the first big round of the second half. Can the Drillers match up with the Rifles? Or will it be FlyQuest to just start streaking this T side and, you know, ultimately closing things out? I think that 5 rounds on the CT side's pretty good. And as said, a couple 50-50 decisions that they make going against them, it could easily have been 6 or maybe even 7 in their favor. So yeah, I still think the momentum is with them, and they've picked up pretty well here.
I do like this timeout from the Drillers. Something we saw yesterday against the Mongols as well, off the back of that first full buy round of the half. Deciding, okay, let's tap into the strat book. Let's reset the mental a little bit. The first few rounds of this half have not been kind to us. Only once again, just standing, supporting the team when they need it, but it's all on Worro in the back, playing that strat book, talking out what the play is here off the back of this full buy for the CTs. Change of pace would be good to see. 2 rifles across the board, not afforded the AWP is the IGL. Something cannot be said for FlyQuest. Alistair, just to make an impact with it. Boost this time round, just a pretty quick push here from Vexite, being that nuisance once again into dark, drawing some attention. While the bomb is still undecided on its currently ending location. Plenty of time for FlyQuest to be able to flip the script if they need to, baiting out more util from the CTs.
Trying to move a bit fast, to be fair to FlyQuest. Wasting any time getting control. Oh, Dark. Molotov hitting the back of the head. That's kind of awkward. Waro tries to take a peek and goes down with no support. Aid is good. MezTal still takes the swing. It's Hadji to find the double to maybe keep them in proceedings here. Barely survives the spray down through the smoke, but survive it he shall. So back to the drawing board now for FlyQuest.
Snare is still posted up on this A-bomb site right now. Yet to move. Stoic in his hold. Does spot out one in the form of Dexter. That might give it up now. Let them know that the A site is not as safe as they initially thought. However, once again, a great mid-round call from Dexter to be able to keep the drillers guessing. Gains all that mid-control. Kavem hot on his tails with no true information, no true knowledge that he knows that he's there. And I don't think Dexter is going to be expecting this swing behind, and a little bit of a laboured spray, but it does work out in his favour. Only a few seconds remaining on the clock right now, but the bomb does get planted. Man advantage here for the drillers, but they've got some util to work with.
Nice Molotov, yeah, keeps two at bay once again. Dexter, of course, won't have spotted them out, so they're looking for two players in their mind. As there goes hunting. Hadji waiting for him. Brilliant move. All going to be down to Liaz here. Brings it into the 1 versus 1 and certainly doable. Low HP on both sides, but Liaz plays it to perfection. An unstoppable 1 versus 3 to give FlyQuest a continued lead.
The hieroglyphs are his home as he posts up with the AK. Finding 2 heads and another timeout called, and that is understandable because that is a driller's round to win. The lack of util really hampering them throughout that. As Liaz is clinical in those 3 kills. A mental reset here for the drillers. Can feel this first map, which started out well on the T side, slipping out of their fingers. FlyQuest barely put a foot wrong at this point. Yet to lose a T round, I believe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Really, really big one there in the previous, of course, and the drillers, this is where it's going to get tough, you know what I mean? The mental game as a team. Saw some interesting stuff, I think. Waro, I will admit I didn't fully read through the article, just caught the headline, but sort of saying that this is a bit of a, you know, media content kind of team, get some eyeballs on the players that are within it. So, yes, you may be driven, yes, you may have belief in this project, but I think that will dissipate very, very quickly if it's something that potentially comes from a slightly selfish angle for some of the players.
I think you hit down the head of the so far, the project for this round, the projected outcome is a FlyQuest victory as they begin to move towards these double digits. There's a stack of players who came together for the RMR qualifiers, the open quals, then through the closed. Now here at the RMR, they've reached heights in which, honestly, maybe they weren't even expecting. And they've been dealt a pretty heavy hand in who they've had to face to be able to continue their life here at the RMRs and keep their major hopefuls alive. Spam one out from Hadji. He's been so good in this series. Brings it down to the 1v1. It gets a little bit close, but Alistair, once again, is the man for the job. 15 kills to his name with an AWP recover for the next one. Round was brought a little bit closer than FlyQuest would have liked. It was going to be a one-sided affair initially, but chipping away the opponent was Kavem. Sal putting in some work with Hadji's rotate as well. Came down to the Yorper with the rifle instead to put in the work. 10-7 now for FlyQuest, only 3 rounds away from securing this first one.
Yeah, looking very good. A great start for them here as well. Alistair to find the opener. You highlighted him in the previous round, rightly so. He saved the round and he opens up this one. So looking good. We'll see whether it continues. Gonna need it later on today as well in his mind. So there's a lot of pressure on Alistair, as there always is, you know. Maybe it is a dead horse. Is he consistent enough? Is he strong enough? But people will indeed, as the saying goes, continue to beat said dead horse until it's not dead anymore. I don't really know how that works as a phrase. We have a lot of weird ones like that in English.
Pushing a dead horse? I thought it was beating a dead
horse. Beating? I did say beating.
I thought you said pushing.
No, I did say beating. I mean, like, in the sense of they'll keep using it.
Yeah.
And then it's like until... Yeah, like, what's the end game of beating a dead horse as a phrase?
I think either way, the horse is dead, and it's not a good day for the horse.
No. And Alistair is the horse in this situation. It's not a good day. Not a good day for him.
Good day for Scenario. Hello. Opportunity to be able to find more than one frag there, but it's just going to be chip damage. Kevem quite a deep angle here in CT. Long range spam on that M4, and oh, he's good for 2. Needs to be cautious. Spots out Alistair now in this 2v2 situation. They know the AWP's in play. They know it's on this site. I don't know where Ins is right now, though. And oh, wow, somehow that doesn't kill Mestel. Now that, I have no clue how. Potential jump to be able to hit the legs, but he is going to escape with his life as he goes down to 10 HP. But the life is not what he wants to be escaping with here. He wants to snatch away this round if possible, but this B bomb site's simply too bolstered by the FlyQuest lads. The Aussies on top as they find themselves in 11th and bring them ever closer to that lower bracket best of 3 final. They've got a horse in both races against TALON if they beat Lynn Vision, or for revenge against Lynn Vision. No matter what, they don't care who they face, they just want to get up. Another tactical timeout going to be called here by Warrow as the Drillers think back to what could have been in that previous round.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. I did, in my mind, I was not a massive fan of the Alistair plan little early, you know, before Ins was able to join him. He was quite confident with it, though, and it did indeed work out. They weren't quite sure on the location of Ins. I think he'd obviously been fighting across at A, but how quickly had he made it over to B? The Drillers didn't know. So we'll see here. All the timeouts coming in. And Drillers certainly needing them. The CT side has not gone off the ground. It has been a tough one. A few, as they did in the previous round, the 1 versus 3 as well. Yeah, they have had a couple of rounds that have been tough. But so did FlyQuest on their CT side. So, you know, we both get it, right? That's exactly how the game works. And you have to take those opportunities and turn them, convert them into rounds. So you only have yourself to blame, especially in the 1v3s and situations that are similar. All the same, this could be the final buy for Drillers if they can't get anything done.
It's a bit of a rocky buy as well, right? You've got a Famis in play. Hell, you've got Haji on an XM10 looking to cause some havoc, potentially with that smoke in his back pocket. We know that he likes to sneak on through, skulk about. We saw inside of that Mirage yesterday. MongolZ were very quick, very prompt to shut that down in map number 2 and map number 3. We've yet to see it from Haji so far. Hasn't needed to play around those angles, instead just going for the frags. Just like Mestel. So he lines up Ins, who repays the favour for when Ins was doing the same on that CT side. The spams are there. Vexite looking for some drama inside of Dark once again, but it's just going to be a Molotov to be able to brighten up the situation. Still no indication of where FlyQuest are going to go for the Drillers. But of course, we can see a site seems to be their aim.
Yeah, low time. So they do not have many options available. A lot of utility saved for this. It starts raining on in here, but a late smoke from the Drillers will make life very difficult there towards main. Dexter is holding, ready and waiting to try and make the play. They get through the smoke pretty cleanly. Suneri swiped eventually, but that might just be enough. We'll see 10 seconds here. Got to be careful, don't get caught up in trying to cancel that bomb. Dexter still holding, doing so well. Oh, that is perfectly executed. Incredible two-piece to bring the round back into contention. And it is just Haji remaining to get it all done here. AWP trained, he's too fast for that, but they now know where he is at, and he's going to locate the second player somehow. Meanwhile, Alistair gets the peek on him. FlyQuest hit 12.
1 round away, and with a buy not as deep as DRILLAS would have liked. Their opponent's map pick of Anubis looking to go to them. FlyQuest locking this one away with only 1 round in it. DRILLAS not able to make anything stick on this CT side, and I mean, this has been a consistent piece across all of the games that we've seen. Their CT sides have struggled. That defensive mentality clearly not something that resonates with these 5 freshly put together players as of yet, and Warriors calling is usually good. It's these individuals that just stray from the path. Kvem, however, putting in the work here, finding ins early on. The aggressive push out of main. Start as they need to go on in this round. Warro, angle hell, takes down Dexter. The IGL v IGL battle. He has positioned himself over towards B. Bomb is still in no man's land right now. They're inside a T-spawn. This is looking for frags right now for FlyQuest.
Yeah, really, really good stuff from the DRILLAS thus far. Obviously got to convert this, I think, for their own sanity.
Yeah.
5 versus 3 early has to go their way. Slow creeps. An attempt being made. Vexite doesn't quite find it. Meanwhile, Alistair will catch an overstep. The damage on Scenarii now becomes more prevalent. Vexite just went solo. Oh, they're coming to him. The dink lands, but he's given another opportunity at it. Alistair could not get the crosshair straightened up. Still moving, unfortunately. It's all down to Liaz now. 25 seconds, may as well give it a go. It is going to be an eco out in the next round, one would assume, and I don't think he's checking jail here, so it feels like it should be over. They're on both sides of main, absolutely no way. But he does take one with him. It's going to make it costly, so there's some pressure in this next round. You know, when you're on the comeback train, the last thing you want to be worrying about is money. However, DRILLAS, they do stay alive.
Spanner in the works there for FlyQuest. There goes the flawless T side. 7 rounds in a row to be able to get them to this point. Tactical timeout being used here. Just about to work out what the strat is. There's not a whole host of money to play with. So might take a round off just to be able to allow DRILLAS to maybe get in their own heads. Let them get to a 9th. And then come back swinging with full rifles, utility. Honestly, the util is the most important bit. You can take a bomb site with the SMGs if you're crisp enough, but without that util cutting off all these sight lines, especially on that B bomb site, good luck. They're going to go for a hero buy here around this AK. Alistair been fragging out of his mind both on the AWP and on the AK. It's only a single flash to work with though off the back of in, so it's going to be quite important that it gets maximum value. Pistols surrounding him. Looking to chip away at the opponents who tries to get overzealous, and as of right now that looks to be Scenarii just jiggling back and forth over towards main, not pushing out deep into ins like the previous round though.
Contact play here. I'm a fan. Alistair leading the charge. Oh, he's got the timing. Can't get the headshot. It's the AK spotted. That'll be a fair amount for the DRILLAS to now work with, but they just pick up the pace, just going absolutely wild. You know, conventions, of course, out the window. MP9 runs out of ammo. Alistair can't find the kill. He leaves it to the Glocks. He knows they've got it handled. He's just trying to find a good spot to eliminate a couple more. Kvem will take him down. And Dexter as well. The bomb, though, gets planted in all this. So they'll take that, I think. Couple kills and a bomb plant is the classic MO of a round like that. And it will help bolster this buy moving forwards. And potentially, I think, yeah, it gives Alistair a really comfortable AWP buy now if he wants to go for it.
Play a hell of a Atlanta. looking to continue that here in this best of 3. He's indeed going to go for the AWP. Multikill surrounding it for himself. Looks like it's going to get dropped over a flash just for that. Potentially the initial frag. Warrow will pay it back in kind, though, with an AWP of his own. As a pretty standard, pretty conventional setup here over towards this B bomb site. Not something that we've actually seen FlyQuest go for as of yet. This 4-man setup over towards long. Prodding Vexite in under, and it's only MongolZ right now in a position to be able to do anything, and he gets taken down by Lias. They do not know that Hadji's on the back of this site due to the flashes. He can execute at any moment. The whiff shot there from Alistair. As Hadji looks to be able to close the gap, smoke's galore. Molotov goes down, nade as well to clear out the smoke, but it's Dexter on Plaque to be able to rip the head clean off of Hadji. In falls as he picks up Saneri, Dexter finding another one, and now just the IGL of Warrow looking to move on to that second map of Dust2, because FlyQuest close it out with relative ease. Moving into that second half, only dropping 2 maps.
Yeah, fantastic call coming in there with the game plan. You know, usually you'd expect after,
and the hope and dreams of a community's only pixel driller stickers go down the drain with it. They are playing for their tournament lifeline here. As we can see the screens flash a color with the intro. It looks like we're going to be kicking off Dust2 relatively soon. Well, even sooner than I thought. There we go. Driller's going to be on the T side. FlyQuest on that CT side. Drillers we've seen across every single game that they have played. Their T side be their stronger. Playing off the benefits of being the aggressors. And not really making that convert over to those CT rounds. So they need to put their best foot forward here to make a bit of a statement against FlyQuest, that they will not go quietly into the night and be knocked out 2-0 here.
Slow start, just very, very cheeky from them, actually sending the player in the form of Kvem out long, straight walking, you know, no utility presence there. So something to potentially work from later on in the round. Oh, it's unlucky. The flash was kind of nice, but he just gets melted. A few too many bodies down the corner. We'll see here. Julies, it's not the ideal range. Only 1 for Dexter. Diaz down below. Needs to find a head here. At least 1. Runs out of ammunition. So the 3 versus 2, it's all off of that in frag that opened up the round. Bomb going to get planted. Nice and safe here. So we'll see whether they can work their way back in. Not going to be easy, as they are both split. Vexite trained round this corner. Oh, he might just have got the timing, you know. Kvem's pulled away from the angle, still keeping eyes on it, but all the same, an advantageous kind of spot towards long for the CT player. He's all alone now. 2 quick headshots going to be required and not very much time to get it done in, so surely just hide away. Don't give him the fights here as best you possibly can. And that's exactly what's going on. They've spotted him out. They know what's up. Hadji to take first, and he gets a shot off on Warrow. It wouldn't have made a difference for me in the end, but all the same, a pretty fair try there from Vexite.
Yeah, different conversation if there's a kit in the round, but it was just the armor buy up for, I think, every single player of FlyQuest there. I don't think there was one dropped on the ground. So, Drillers managed to take this opener. Yeah, it was great attention inside of mid. That pop flash for In to be able to potentially find the information and find that opening kill. Instead, he gets a little bit whited, and we do see Drillers come out on top. The force buy here from Alistair into the scout with the backup from Dexter as well. Upgraded pistols surround it. Oh god, this is giving me flashbacks to train on those 2 long sight lines. We surrounded it with pistols after tagging people up, and they just ran a train on your opponents and dealt the damage that you needed to do. Forward positions here from a number of the FlyQuest players. You've got aggression towards long and aggression towards cave as well. Tunnels is their domain for the time being, but mid is good. Warrow finds Vexite, a spam there for Warrow himself, as well as he continues to try to find another frag onto Dexter. It's a trade of damage back and forth. Reposition towards this A bomb site once again. That was interesting, Molly. You modded your teammate off there.
Certainly not ideal, but we've got Alistair here with the scout. We've got Dexter around as well to try and help a little later on into the round. Unfortunately, can't get there fast enough, so Kvem will mow them all down and seal the deal. Liaz out at long was hoping for a lurk player that he could have dealt with. A quick spin onto Scenari and given the chance at the AK, so I think he'll take that, to be honest with you. Gets his hands onto the one-tap potential. They are after him. The ants starting to swarm, but he knows. He's aware. He's also picking up the pace. Where's he going to choose to try and hide out? Unfortunately, Hadji had the read. I think they might have seen him in T-spawn, just sort of legging it. They did very quickly change up their direction. And indeed, they will take him down. So no AK saved across. Going to be the eco.
The chip damage that turned that fight against Warrow into a pretty free one on his the chest shot for the D. Got the damage and nice little rotate there. Look at this Liaz, and yeah, the chip from Dexter. Warrow was an easy target, but Hadji on the hunt ensures there's nothing to be really concerned about moving into round number 3. We're seeing shimmers of what happened over on Anubis with this man swing we've ever seen. Warrow has to do a lot of work to be able to shut them down. They goes into their takedown Vex site. Finds himself 4. But yeah, the first 3 rounds going to the way of Drillers once again, like we saw on Anubis. This is where FlyQuest began bringing it back off the back of that first 4-buy round. We do have Alistair affording that AWP, and it's not quite glass cannon. Still has money for the armor and a little bit of util to boot as well. That will help him out. And he tries to go for this mid-fight. Scenari down on the Galil, AK surrounding him. Otherwise, though, util bolstered, Drillers looking to make an impact. Slowed down by the Molotov that goes out towards knockouts.
Mid presence here from the Drillers. Actually quite quickly making a move through. Not quite sure what they want to do with it. Hoping, I think, that someone's playing in towards mid as that smoke goes down. You know, might have been someone on the other side of it. Not going to be the case. So now they have a decision to make. Do we keep up this kind of element of surprise type play and not smoke off cross? Or indeed, do they make it known and they will smoke things off, which I think is the wiser choice. The B players, though, look very, very ready for this. A nice double doors smoke there from the CT side to just sort of make their life awkward getting in. Hadji finds the first, however, it comes creeping in and they start to burst forwards all across the map. Confusion takes over the FlyQuest comms, I'm sure, and with that, the round is won.
No hope for FlyQuest in this scenario, looking for an aggressive push here. Still that final 12 points of damage onto Inns, but damn, he is lucky to escape with his life with those spams coming on through. Hadji beats the corner. Wow, excuse me? Hello? How was that not a kill? We must have been moving just a little bit. The crosshair not truly aimed. Inns finding the kill on the second swing, though. 2 bullets remaining in the mag. Needs to be cautious. Drillers do have quite a bit of money to play with here, but Kvem and Messil aren't the most wise, so really want to be throwing the lives away here as Inns finds an ace in the round. But it doesn't really matter in the overall scheme of things. I mean, he saves the AWP for the next, but the Drillers do manage to find themselves that 4th. Hurst their recon point bit. Consolation of what the will be.
Unfortunate. FlyQuest is unable to get off the ground here, so gonna have to figure it out soon. Drillers taking over the game, the confidence building for their wacky Dust2 pick. Potentially it is not as wacky as first thought. An early find for Warrow once again. Will leave them in a disadvantageous position, but it's not the end of the world, right? We've got a couple of decent weapons in here, and of course an unexpected round for FlyQuest as it pans out.
First time we've seen the AWP v AWP battle in this BO3 so far. I don't think they ever came to blows in that first map. It's going to be Warrow who leads the charge so far. Alistair yet to frag in this game, while Warrow, same cannot be said, 10 kills in these first 5 rounds. Only 2 deaths to his name. Hence why he's been able to afford this AWP once again, even off the back of losing all 5 players in the previous. Dexter with the recovered AWP from the previous save is waiting for this smoke to fade and might be able to line up a couple as... Oh, if only he gets the race. Takes down one in hand and looks for the follow-up hit as well. The flick onto Sceneri is good. He's going to swing it onto the corner once more. He's not going to be able to find that first swing pick. And Kvem deals the final blow to be able to take down Dexter. The molly goes in for Kvem to be able to continue picking up the pieces of this round after initial damage was dealt. And now it is just the 5-7s of Vexite and Liaz doing some work though, as Liaz looks to clutch this one out by spamming down both Meztel and Kvem. And now with Waro on 11 HP, the tap onto Liaz through the smoke, through the flames, through the head and the box now brings it down to the 1 versus 1 with Vexite on full HP, but with only 3 seconds remaining, it's a round for FlyQuest from absolutely nothing. Secured by the powerhouses of Liaz and Dexter.
Honestly, I thought that they needed to be a bit braver with it, right? And I was kind of shaking my head a little bit at the fact that the M4 doesn't get involved when Dexter's taking all those swings. And of course, he goes down. You figure the round is over, but the flash that potentially they were waiting for comes late, but it's still perfect. And a big, big take from FlyQuest. Going to knock DRILLAS down a couple of pegs. They're responding with a long rush here, and utility's not fantastic from FlyQuest to really stop them or indeed allow them to stick around and take the fight. So the long control for DRILLAS comes easy.
Inns was flashbang for about 5 seconds there. He was running into walls to try and work out where he was. Brief respites between them landing, and Alistair's going to fall the same fate as well. As more flashes come out, there is no doubt in hell that this is an A push, but they are still having Dexter lurk inside a tunnel just in case we see a rotate, which is possible with the time remaining on the round. Waro getting flashed off now as well. It's a battle of attrition, this one, and Waro does just spot the head of Alistair. Just on that corner. Must have been a pixel he could see. Takes him out of the round. Smoke going down from Inns. He plays into Gandalf. As Inns continues fragging out with Kvem trading it back. Need to find an opening here to FlyQuest as they begin falling to the wayside. Liaz, no heroics this time round, and just with Dexter having to rotate all the way from B, it's not looking possible. The Econ's not in a good spot either, so gonna be attempting to save this M4, but in quite a forward position to look for some form of exits if the DRILLAS do find themselves hunting.
I think playing them a bit too much of their own game, really, and DRILLAS are so happy to take the fights, and yeah, just Pugger's Paradise type vibe. Warriors taking over the game. We talk about him and needing him to perform well, and he is doing just that. They're not too far behind him. Yeah, IGL or extraordinaire, and also star player, it would seem, in this one. So really good stuff from him. Timeout to come through from FlyQuest. I think rightfully so. It's getting out of hand now.
How did he see him? Caught him off guard, obviously being inside of the pit. So many different angles and depths that you can play that on. Really shuts down the main element of defense over on A-Long. That just opens up the round for the DRILLAS. FlyQuest, they do take their first time out here. We're certainly not going to be a buy. This is a mental reset, a strat book read. See if they can make something work with this gamble. Oh, it is going to be a force, actually, there. Not coming too much. Still around 2k each. Tried to have that fall by next, but bringing that economy level does mean they can remain a little bit competitive here.
Fan of this move. In's going to go pushing in. Player in the back, potentially. Liaz whiffing a few there. That is kind of rough. Attempting... Can't find anything. Can't go back either.
Rock and a hard place.
Sort of a mess, yeah. That's unfortunate, but we'll see. They've got some decent information. Flash is unfortunately ineffective onto Hadji here. So well held by the Drillers, not getting too ahead of themselves.
Alistair wants to dig. Has dropped on deck. Thinks that'll be able to help him out a little bit more. And as he looks to the ground to snatch it up, Warrior is there to cut him down. An execution. Over towards CT. It's Inns with that forced up MP9 doing some damage, but it's consolation frags at this point. Shouldn't be able to get anything else here as Haji culls him from the round. As a sixth is gained here from Drillers. This is looking good from the T side. We know that this is always their better side. But FlyQuest haven't really had a true say in this map as of yet. They've had some relatively close competitive rounds. Honestly, one of the best rounds that we saw was, well, when the round was lost and Inns found that ace.
Okay, let's see. They have to make this one work because otherwise we'll start talking about the third map. Fighting at long this time around. Flashes, nice. Inns, easy kill for him. No damage taken. So prepared this time around for a long play and much, much better handled from FlyQuest.
Vexite looking to be a nuisance once again. Close angle, jiggling away, trying to get that information silently. Smoke in tow, waiting for the push to be able to delay them. Dexter lucky to escape with his life there. I don't think Warrior was expecting the deep jump peaks. You fall away from the angles though. The smoke goes down from Vexite. His job has been done. So nades go in and the spam continues with it. Dexter looks for the nade to find the kill, but it's not only a single point of damage onto Mestel as he begins fading away. Mid control is the Drillers. Begin creeping towards this A-bomb site. Alistair not on the site to be able to assist with York right now. He's inside of CT. Begins his rotation back up. Cautious about the dagger that would come between the shoulder blades should there be anyone mid, but it's a four-man setup up Cat as they look to deploy it onto the bomb site. Smoke goes down, Spam could be there. Kabem going to be the first person swinging through. Int playing on the flat angle, takes down one in Mestal, the second of Kabem, and now finds Warrow. The pistol tries to find the fourth, but it's Liaz who does the work, and completely decimated are the Drillers as they begin their execution onto the site. FlyQuest managed to convert a round. They're up to number 2. And as you said, it needed to be that one. It needed to be that full buy, or we begin looking towards Ancient. But FlyQuest are not going anywhere anytime soon.
Very clean finds. Again, taking a front foot, I think really works a bit better for them. Just relaxing slightly, not just swinging into the fights. You know, Drillers have got players everywhere that are happy to focus on you and push a smoke and take a risk. So you just have to be slightly risk averse on your own end. I think that's what we do see from FlyQuest with the A setup. Can they keep it going though, of course, is the big question here. Dexter close. Molotov will push him away, but doesn't take any damage for his trouble. He's got one of his own, so we're tit for tat at the moment.
Burn down that door, both sides. Minute on the clock. Drillers position themselves over towards A-Long with the bomb on the back of Scenario, who's been pretty damn quiet across these 9 rounds. Only 1 frag to his name. Similar sort of story over on FlyQuest as well. Alistair's still yet to frag. We were talking during the break about how Alistair is kind of beginning to step into a more consistent position off the back of Atlanta, but still that opportunity for him to be able to slip into, unfortunately, old ways. Vexite's not going to have a say in this round. Mestal shuts him down. Bomb is going to get planted. This B bomb site retakeable by FlyQuest in this 4 versus 4. Limited neutral, only a flash available. Dexter makes some parkour maneuvers onto the bomb site. Even blind Scenario opens it up with the first frag. And now they fall away. Inns and Alistair not yet to have an impact here as they save up these weapons and allow the Drillers to take themselves a 7th. building that gap by 5.
Yeah, not looking good, man. It's pretty rough. You've obviously got to try and string them together there. You're right back to square one. If you can't find the consistency, Alistair as well here, yet to crack. So that paints a pretty bleak picture. We talked about the AWP battle being very, very important, and at the moment it is completely one-sided, completely non-existent, you might even argue, to be honest. Warrow up to 14. And yeah, Alistair severely struggling. They will just about be able to squeeze something together here. Actually opting to go in for a double AWP setup. Try and make that work. Yep, not being funny. Dexter has had more success on the AWP than the primary for FlyQuest. So, you know, there's a good argument for it to try and get some pressure going. Just a complete mix-up. I will say, in the game of CS2, double AWP's not been all that popular. It comes across as slightly desperate. Dexter misses his shot, peeks into 4. Not a chance he survives that. And it has to be another save now for FlyQuest.
Really line up. If Dexter gets that shot off, we are looking at a very different round. But if buts or maybes, we're just dealing with absolutes right now as MongolZ finds ins inside of mid, and it's Liaz and Vexite who stack up on A long, just holding, grasping, praying that they can keep these M4s for the next round, as the Drillers have looked commanding on this Dust2. We didn't know really what to expect from them. We know that they've got a decent win rate at the kind of lower end of mid-tier of tier 2. When they're coming into FlyQuest, a team that has been ascending to new heights since Atlanta, securing that first international trophy since 2017 for an Australian squad. We asked the question, where is that squad that beat big? Because they are not in the server right now.
No, absolutely not. A severe struggle here in the first half of Dust2. Again, I am still ever confident in their ability to bounce back, but they need to give themselves a cushion to work with. 4 rounds, at the very least, you would argue. And that's getting harder and harder to achieve. So do have to be careful. Onapixel keeping the vibes high. Final 2 rounds of this first half have to go the way of FlyQuest.
It's these positions in which Oni can actually have like a pretty dramatic impact, where the team are already performing well, and it's not him having to like reinvigorate them and remind them that they can do this. That impassioned speech that we heard that HLTV posted mid timeout in their BO1. Instead, it's, guys, keep what you're doing. The reinforcement of good decisions that have been made so far by Warrow and the squad surrounding him. The fact that we have, honestly, 2 players in Seneri and Mezsul who have not really stepped up to the plate as of yet. And yet the Drillers are still looking incredibly strong at the hands of Warrow. With the AWP in tow, round after round, finding impact after impact. 15 frags to his name, with Kvem only slightly behind him on 11. As they command respect on A long. Here comes the flash. Liaz has been good for this historically. Hadji's going to find the opener, and Kvem ensures that he has no say from Gander. Alistair Orp looking for his first frag in this game, still yet to find it as he has to fall away, and the save is called once again by FlyQuest. This is not looking great. This does not fill me with confidence at this point. We know that there can be a calling masterclass here from Dexter to be able to get them back into this one, but when is that flip switch gonna be pulled? Inns finds a kill, but it's consolation at this rate. It's a 9th on the board for the Drillers, as Alistair is still hunting for his first, and he does manage to get it. Is that the turning point? Is that the shroud over the eyes lifting? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. It's tough, man. I think they also struggled with this a little bit on Anubis, but, you know, Dust2, you can abuse it way more. The Drillers just not telegraphing their plays very much at all. And smokes come out a bit late. flashes aren't really there. You know, they're just swinging in. They're just swinging in and clicking on you a bit better, and I think happy to be able to play on that land ping. But yeah, that's really all they had there. The confidence to go for it. One contact flash that's not even good. Doesn't blind anyone, but just taking the fights. And they did it on B a couple rounds ago in the last rifle round prior to that. So super confident plays. They bring it back towards long once again. It's a double nader from Inns, but the kills keep on rolling here. Oh my, and Alistair does get dinked down through the wall. Nervy to take this peek. Got to make something happen. He will go down. It's all on Vexite. His position now revealed. And they have the run of the mill. They've not fully committed down long, so plenty of options remain for Kvem and MongolZ, the lesser known names in this squad. But maybe, just maybe, by the end of today, you might know them.
Keeping FlyQuest guessing on this round. Vexite. A one-man army here. Not been the top fragger from the squad by a long margin. That's Inns, who's joint leading the server right now, alongside Warrow. Even off the back of his double nade, it's not going to be enough. Do you think there's a world here, Scriv?
Yeah. Well, no. They've seen it. They know he's there. I think they've spotted the barrel.
Ah, that'll do it.
Very well set up.
Suppressor.
Yeah. So not a chance. They knew about him, and I think they were fairly certain on that. They definitely looked to be a little bit of back and forth there on the B ramp of like, do we go for him? We know that he's there. No, I'm low. Let's just secure the plant, make him come to us. So yeah, kind of well played, but that's a rough one, man. That is a rough one. You know, there were some mistakes made on the CT side of Anubis, for sure. A few oversteps in places and a couple individual decisions that didn't look good for FlyQuest, but they still managed to get 5. Only 2 rounds. I have to be realistic here, and, you know, any analytical mind worth their salt in this community, this map is over, right, with a scoreline like that.
Really?
Yes, anything is possible in Counter-Strike, but, you know, we have to play on the fact that the drillers are going to get this one done, and there's a really steep uphill battle. I think we just start to focus on Ancient now in reality.
Are you telling me that 10-2 isn't the new 11-4?
No.
Fair enough.
9-3 maybe, but like with less rounds, I don't know that we have an 11-4 available anymore, you know, just because the distance is a lot shorter.
So, for people who are potentially not aware of the old saying, was 11-4 was the most deceiving scoreline in Counter-Strike history. Plenty of comeback had occurred across multiple events, both mid-tier and high-tier. With the change to MR12 versus 13, that's faded away, along with a couple of rounds in each half. Pistol round now for FlyQuest as they look to position themselves towards A long. Make an impact, but you got Kvem and Warrow, the top fraggers for the drillers, holding this crossfire, ready and waiting to pull the pin when needed.
Flash is good. They're in for a bit more. Scenario bursts through with the Julies here, just keeping them at bay at this point. But yeah, absolutely mowing them down. The drillers not slowing down, not faltering at the final hurdle. They will secure it, and it is flawless. There's a lot of damage, but damage does not matter. 11-2 for the drillers, and this one is indeed game, set, not quite match. So drillers going to take it to a third for sure.
Miracle needed for FlyQuest to have any form of save here. Buy off the back of the drillers, securing the pistol, the taps from range, you name it. The util was great as well, ensuring that FlyQuest do not have a say. With this force buy, this is the last ditch effort for FlyQuest to get a single round here to move up to 3. Deagle's on 2, Tech9 on 2, Alistair with the scout, who has had a completely missing game. Off the back of the praises we were singing in that first map, our highlighted player, Dust2, sand in the lens of the scope rifles that he's been playing.
All right, do or die for FlyQuest. Let's see. Smokes come over. Bit of a classic there of a strategy. Dexter does manage to find the head down below, but not really all that much support. Alistair alone, down he goes, and yeah, Drillers fend it off quite easily. Again, you got to feel for them. There's a lot of damage done by the FlyQuest boys, but that's not going to matter at this late stage of the game. One more to go, and the money is just not here for the T side.
Yeah, completely absent. It's forced up pistols, it's util, it's a Hail Mary play to see if they can find a consolation round, but we are going to Ancient. The Drillers have taken the Mongols to a BO3 that went all 3 maps. After a commanding Mirage, they've now taken the second favourites in the form of FlyQuest to the same place. A different map, so to speak. But a place of contention in Ancient is where we're going to be ending this one. Alistair is going to end this series, this game, this map, with only 2, make it 3, and unfortunately not 4 frags. It's 13-2. The emotions are high for the Drillers as they know what they are on the precipice of doing. The final map in FlyQuest versus Drillers will be played, and it will be Ancient.
Hopefully should be into the action soon. I think we're all chomping at the bit to get into this.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so much on the line for both of these teams, really, and it is the opening game of the day, of course. It's the kind of harsh reality of the BO1s if you get knocked down. Of course, Drillers sort of skipping a stage, as it were, in the lower bracket side of things. But yeah, don't leave him hanging. I think it's all good. That's got to be the worst spot, though. I think that one PC at the end, because you got to like turn around and, you know, fist bump backwards, to be fair. But either way, we are into the Ancient here. Do or die for both of these teams. Drillers keeping their hopes alive. FlyQuest just trying to roll through yet another team to the path to the major. We'll see. This is not going to be an easy battle. They start off on the T side of things. Execute coming out and very quickly bursting forwards. The rotations are fast. The Julies battle long, but will find the frag to kick things off.
Yeah, Lia's taken down, and Kavem finds in as he goes on that lurk through Red Room. And now we get the collapse here from FlyQuest as they position themselves all into through mid, all up through Red Room, looking to potentially crunch and swing through from the CT side of the B bomb site. They need to deal with Mezco first. He swings on out, takes a couple of taps. It's just going to be chip damage. With the backup there from Warrow, it's simply not going to be enough, but that might reevaluate the fact that they dealt damage there. But the hands of Hadji with the dual Berettas finds 2 in the form of Dexter and Vexite, and now in this 2 versus 1 with Kavem on full HP, just needs a single bullet to take down Alistair. The spam on the corpse, they're getting vocal off the server. The Drillers secure another pistol round.
Yeah, really well played from them, I think, to keep things proactive and just bouncing around again. Remaining unpredictable is the name of the game here in this series. Something that FlyQuest have got to consider in the dismantlement yesterday against the Mongols. Drillers were very, very, very happy to rotate their players, and the Mongols constantly able to get a player in behind, maybe even 2, discovering open bomb sites, etc. So this is something that FlyQuest needs to figure out and hopefully have seen.
Oh, Warrow.
Going to take a bit of time to get there, of course. Warrow looking for some money. Picks up the 2-piece. Alistair, the next one, put to bat. Not going to happen for him. So the MP9's making plenty of money across the board. And, well, it goes into the perfect hands for Drillers, of course. Warrow has the option now to move into this AWP if he so chooses.
I think they might just look to make this a bonus round. I mean, that was so crisp, so clean. Basically nothing expended. Just buy up a little bit more of their util. Don't even think Warrow spent any of his utility in that round. Just went in completely dry and took them out of it. Good read from him. FlyQuest, though, they are going to be buying up here. Rifles across the board. 4 of them AKs. One of them a Galil in the hands of Dexter with a little bit of util left and right surrounding him. be able to open up some of these angles. Ins looking to make an impact inside of mid, and through the smoke, it is Liaz finding that opener onto Kvem, who dealt a little bit of chip damage, but simply not going to be enough. Set up here inside of Jag, with Warrior on a close corner, awaiting that first contact towards B.
Taps are a little damaging. Looking good here for FlyQuest. They have pulled the brakes since finding that first kill and waiting for some kind of aggression to come in from the drillers. Definitely is on the cards. You see them with an advanced spot in cave, an advanced spot in A main, but not overstepping the mark just yet. However, again, it leaves massive gaps, and they will, as the time ticks down, try and go for said aggression. Backside mows them down. And that leaves the A-bomb site ripe for the taking, still able to keep a player stuck in behind as well. So a perfect round here from FlyQuest.
Yeah, really nice. This is what we like to see from them. Haji's going to get a ventilation frag into ins, but with Dexter on the rotate, ensuring that this bonus round bears little fruit for the drillers. Single frag onto ins. Even that was at the hand of the rifles. Really nice here from Liaz. Damn, spam through 2 smokes. One by elbow and the one inside a red room. Still manages to find that kill. Backside crisp and clean. This is what we like to see. Such incremental force, especially on that first map of Anubis. Looking to do it here again as well. It's a full buy from both sides, and especially for Kvem and a famous Mestal. But Warrow with the Yorp in tow. Looking to make an impact in this round, Haji. We know he likes to get aggressive around these smokes, and he's got a bursting weapon in the XM10. Chuck some pellets down range should anyone get a little bit too close.
Slower start, FlyQuest again ready and waiting for aggression, just playing a super safe game. Big round here, if they can get it, would set their half up in pretty good stead. But for the time being, not a lot of presence utility rolling on in. The first couple of moves about to happen, it feels. A late mid take. Again, nobody around to really fend them off, so plenty of options available for FlyQuest right now.
Cut off those sight lines inside of mid. Gives them that opening over towards lane on B. Haji itching to pull the trigger on this XM10. Here's the util coming on over. As it lands, blocked off along the sidelines. Liaz potentially not long for this world as he gets taken down. Vexite on the spam onto Sceneri to take him out again, and Dexter, while blind, finds another. Mestal is the only one on the site able to be able to make an impact right now, as everyone else is smoked off, and it doesn't even matter if they can see where the bullets are coming from, because they all get headshot straight away. And Kvem on the back lines does get spotted out by Vexite, but it's going to be another round here for FlyQuest. A great retaliation from them, including a juggled AWP by Dexter, saved into this next round. Everything they needed to go right there for the T's did. And they're already looking stronger than what they did over on Dust2.
Yeah, really solid stuff from them, of course, controlling the game and the map very well thus far. Drillers need to kind of figure out how this setup looks, but it's a great condition is the thing. Super far back, late plays into the round to pick them up, and I think that, you know, now Drillers are going to be like, oh, okay, well, maybe we try and get aggressive. FlyQuest is probably going to go a bit faster into this round. You know, they are very, very unpredictable into the future.
We didn't see that during the round, but I thought it was a spam through the wall and then the smoke, but no, it was just a lineup all the way from ramp on top of the boost box and taking him down. Really, really nice from FlyQuest. Great execute onto that B-bomb site. A read onto the Drillers' positions as well. And Liaz, well, not wanting to waste any time here, looks to get himself out onto that A-bomb site and draws the full attention of the Drillers, with Dexter potentially throwing a spanner in the works by finding that kill once again over towards B. The boost is spotted out, but it's still just Liaz over on A, drawing everyone towards it.
I mean, this is the mental game, though. Again, like, I know it's a low buy and they are going to move fast, but just setting up a few rounds and showing their hand slightly, but they're doing it intentionally. You know, I think this is really, really good stuff from FlyQuest thus far on the T side. And I do fear for the Drillers that they're just going to play this super loose style again, and what FlyQuest are doing actually has a lot of game theory behind it right now. Nice finish here from Vexite. Yes, sir. Get that in the highlight reel. The eco frag's going his way, and FlyQuest take the lead.
Yeah, nice triple spray there. This is the problem that we saw yesterday against the Mongols. The Drillers' strat book on this map is not that deep. Seems to be a lot more of the puggy style of find your frags, play in awkward angles, go for those aggressive peaks when possible. But the util is currently cutting that avenue off, stopping them from doing anything. So this might be the first time that we see them try something like this, as they poise their eyes towards mid. Actually looks to cause an impact here, but too many options. A target-rich environment in which he cannot select the correct one. Shoots in between all three and is taken out of the round before he has an impact we were looking for. Kvem inside of mid, holding inside of this elbow position, awaiting someone to peek into his crosshair, which simply is not going to happen. Yeah, Alistair pops just above the smoke. Spots one, but isn't able to find the kill. Dropped down to 19 HP for his troubles and has to fall off the angle. Dexter, same cannot be said for him, though, as he tries to take the fight, and the lower weapon in the FAMAS wins it out for Scenario.
Tough fight for sure. Dexter can't quite get it going, but they've still got good numbers here, and again, complete control of the situation. No panic, no need to go sending it in. It's so drawn out from FlyQuest. That one smoke will indeed pull the rotations, and they have figured it out, man. You just needed to watch, not even the demo, just the VOD, you know, and follow the minimap from yesterday to know that the Drillers CT side is so flexible, maybe even to a fault, and the bomb has a free sight over it, right? So they know what's up. Really well played, very well executed there from the two, leaving just MongolZ to do it all. But the bomb's going down. Like, this is not even the round. This is not even the important stuff right now, to be honest. Like, yeah, FlyQuest playing a really great game here.
Indecision, or maybe over-decision from the Drillers, putting all their eggs in one basket when they hear an inkling of something going on either bomb site. And Dexter is, well, experienced enough to be able to use that against them.
It just feels a bit strange. I think it's like a massive lack of confidence in their like initial setup, in their individual site players and the pairings and what. I don't know. It's very, very strange. And I noticed it yesterday, even in a game where they were picked apart, and it's sort of happening again here. So it seems like it's part of the directive, and it's just way too obvious, way too telegraphed, and they keep doing it, and it's just not working.
There was something we called out about Lynn Vision as well when they played against the Drillers, is the fact that their setup was like explicitly was always a little bit lacking, and their commitment to an early site hold left a lot to be desired. And we're seeing the same things here for Drillers, where they're over-aggressing a little bit in certain situations, or the time is running down and they're not confident in their calls, so they feel like they have to swap something up, and due to that, get caught in transition or get caught in an overcommitment. Stick to the guidelines. Listen to what Waro is saying. Hold on to the sites that you have been assigned, and well, we're getting a little bit more of that here, but the buy doesn't really support them being able to have a real impact in this round. Actually, he's going to be able to delay them ever so slightly by chucking a smoke down, but again, a spam from Dexter here. What a great setup that was. A read to be able to force him into an open position and then spam them through the wall. It's tag team combo between Vexite and Dexter doing some work. Well, they do back up that K position from a CT side perspective. Still only two players holding here against the full brunt, the full force of this FlyQuest roster.
Not a lot of time left on the clock, so FlyQuest going to have to start making a decision soon. One play spray down here from Warrow could make a big difference. The smokes come in. They will, I would say for my money, have to dedicate to the B side, so loads of time. Molotov and the flash pushes that M4 backwards. He needs that support to come in. Snary tries to make a play, not going to happen for him, so numbers looking really good here. Boost coming in. Warrow best go a little crack on top of the smoke, but unfortunately not enough. The sound heard and ultimately followed, so a clean finish for FlyQuest. MongolZ to save his M4.
Just be careful though, he's about to peek into a line of sight which has 4 hunting Aussies on his tail. And inside of Donut is going to be Inns, who's on the hunt for one more frag. It's going to be Vexite as they swarm him, covering MongolZ to ensure that there is not a saved weapon. You will not be building up any form of economy here. The drillers, everyone again can buy other than MongolZ. He's going to be down on a less than fortuitous purchase. Would have been so important to save that M4, but just the presence inside of Donut, he knew that his time is limited and he needs to try and make it expensive for his opponents, which simply did not happen. He's now down on that M4. And a headshot there from Alistair to take down Kvem inside of red. Before the smoke even plumed, he got ahead of it, got ahead of the timing, and put in some damage, put in some work. Dexter looking to see if he can spot out an angle on that boost as well again, but not to be the case for the time being. Just holding on and being the solo presence towards B, just to keep the drillers thinking about what this impact's going to be. I think he saw the cross from Hadji once again. Yeah, he's baiting him out quite a bit here to see if he can find him. They know that Dexter's been playing that angle time and time again, and Scenario trades it.
It's a nice find. There's Tal. Oh, that Molotov. It's unfortunate. It was slightly too deep. Vexite was ready to strike, and strike he does. So a bomb site looking good here. They'll try their best to get back into the round. Hadji goes a bit wild. Maybe could have kept the 3 versus 3 for a few moments longer by that time for his teammates to come in. The Molotov good. The shot not so much, but at least the trade is there. It's all going to be on to Warrow on this flank now, and I think he has been heard or seen. At the very least, they definitely know about him. He's got no kit. He's got no time. The Molotov does not quite land. And I think he knows that, yeah, days are numbered. Not going to happen for him. He will back off. And it's starting to slip. It's starting to slip. The economic choices not looking good for the drillers. And FlyQuest, of course, 6 in a row now. Rifles look pretty damn good. Getting the bomb down, playing in the post plant. The drillers having that Dust2 energy here is not working for them.
The main talking point about the CT side of drillers against Action, the only real game that they played, considering how one-sided it was against yesterday, was the fact that they were able to string the first 5 rounds together, and then they went on a mass losing streak against Lynn, who adapted their T side to what needed to be done. This has been the story of the drillers across every single game that we've seen them play. Their T side aggressive, sometimes dominant, forceful. The CT side leaves so much to be desired, and it's a hole that they need to plug. Not only for this game, not only for this series, but if by some shadow of imagination they are able to make it to the major, it needs to be something they work on, because many teams will exploit it. Scenari finally coming alive with this lockdown on the B bomb site as he taps down 2 with that 5-7. Recovers the AK and tries to lock down the site. This is the opening that the drillers needed here. Can they capitalize?
Well, we'll see. They've not dedicated their entire forces here. And again, that's going to keep the drillers guessing. The over-rotating, the bouncy kind of CT side that they have played actually looks to have faded away. Alistair going to find a big shot, however, and now they burst into life. Where are they going? Is it through mid? Is it through Donut? Inns holding the backside, waiting for another player to get giddy. It is down to Scenarii, it feels, with this AK, and he is unsure. They still coming this way or not. Again, a pause from FlyQuest just for a few moments, and unfortunately the timing is not as good. They will still manage to get the trade out, and they opt for the B-bomb site down to just MongolZ, who's on the other side of things. One may argue an AK save here, but I'm sure he will give it a look in.
All depends on where it fell as well. I think it was deep enough inside of CT. Yeah, so he can recover it. He's in such a great position right now, though. Molotov goes down to be able to force him back, and I think that will decide the round for him because there is no way he can continue pushing off the back of that one. So he's just going to be hunting around for any form of util he can find. Actually upgrades himself from the AK to that Orb of Alistair and taking that into the next round. 8 to... Sorry, 8. I'm jumping ahead of myself. It's 7-2. For FlyQuest, looking to make it 8 after this. Ins with 10k in his back pocket on the hunt for the kill. And well, you can tell the MongolZ isn't the primary AWP, whips that shot, now ring around the Rosie to be able to save it into the next round. Ins, oh, it does just shut him down with only 1 or 2 seconds remaining there. MongolZ whiffing a couple of those shots, and smiles on the faces from the FlyQuest guys as the Drillers take their first tactical pause of this final map.
Potentially needed it a little bit earlier, to be honest with you. Yes, they've got the 2 rounds, but they're off the back of the pistol. These rifles have not been going their way at all. They need to just kind of calm it down, figure out a round, go for something set, go for something coordinated. Owner's getting on it, man, trying to up the energy, but it does seem like they have completely dissipated, potentially too much for them, that previous map, sapping it out. But easier said than done at this point. They have to refigure themselves. They have to give themselves that bolster to work with moving into the T-side, as we've continued to say, basically about the tournament, but definitely about this Drillers team. T-side is what they're all about. So if they can give themselves a bit of room to work with, maybe we are still in it. However, FlyQuest looking down the precipice of one of those game-winning halves. They'll go straight through middle here, changing things up a bit. It is a classic after a timeout. The Molotov somehow not reaching ins, and he will just spam away, but no kills off the back of this early aggression.
I like this mid push from Drillers. I don't like them constantly holding inside of Red Room. We've seen the spams be so accurate time and time again, in which one player simply does not have an impact in the round because they get picked off before it even starts. If you're going to commit into mid, guys. Go for it. Try something different, because as of right now, we're seeing similar scenes. For them, it's a bit of chip damage, a lot of commitment here early on for FlyQuest. A change of pace for them. Oh, drops Vexite down to 2 HP. Ruining the day that he picked up the A1S due to that mag size instead of the A4. Bullet of spam would have done it. Hadji taking Scenarii positions here as he goes down the ramp to be able to find that opening kill onto Liaz. Saw the success that Techno had inside of that same position yesterday and the day before. He looks to try and channel some of that major making energy. Scenarii picks up one here as well with ins on the crossfire. Hadji putting in work again. Alistair with the AWP, a nade into the corner to deal some damage. Drops him down to 26, but from long range is Worro with the USPS. The timeout paying dividends for the Drillers as they do find themselves a 3rd round. Is it too little too late though?
Well, we'll find out. We will indeed find out. The money should just about be good for the rest of the half. I think they might need a bomb plan potentially, but there is some money bags in there. I believe Vexite with 15k or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So hopefully should be comfortable in that sense. It's Liaz, in fact, and Ins, to be fair.
Liaz has died 3 times or 4 times now.
Yeah. So fair enough. We'll see what they can continue cooking up here as things roll out. Money not a worry. It's all about converting yet another round.
Fem, I like this, but you're about to get caught out by your own smoke. Lucky lucky to still be alive here as the spam from MongolZ takes down Vexite, but also his teammate in Scenery. That's the opposite of what you need. The one-for-one trade off the back of the lurking player as the spam continues through the wall. The one tap from Inns takes down the IGL of the Drillers, and they need to execute on this bomb site with only a secondary smoke to play with in the hands of Kvem, who doesn't really want to be revealing his position. MongolZ falls to the wayside with Dexter getting tagged down low, and it's the pistol from Alistair that does the work. The no-scope through the wall does it onto Kvem as well, and getting into the head of his opponents is Alistair. He's vocal off the server, and now in the server as well, with an 8 for FlyQuest as we move into the final round of our first half, with limited buy available for the Drillers. Looking to close the page on this storybook approach for the Drillers. FlyQuest aren't here to play around anymore.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it's not even like he was following traces. That is a totally random, well, about 90% random kind of attempt to the no-scope, you know. Craziness. Mary pushing in. I like it. Drillers, at the very least, not going quietly here. Unfortunately, will lose out the exchange. Two-piece found overall, and that gives them a pretty hefty advantage. Dexter savvy to another as well. Really well played here. I think he's just spotted the shadow. Doesn't find the frag, though. Kvem with a big old trade to give them maybe a chance back in.
And this is the consistency piece that we were talking about in the previous, well, in the halftime before we kick this one off, who has not been consistent as of yet. A kill every 4 rounds so far for Kvem, with only 3 to his name. MongolZ on the hunt, does spot out 1. Alistair does take down Kvem, who's not going to have any more of an impact in this half. MongolZ on the cross is unsure of where to go here. Heads over towards this B bomb site, potentially to pick up a rifle. Warrow 2K, an unknown quantity. Do they even expect him? I don't think they do. He lines up 2, and it's the IGL doing the work once again to bring it into a 1v2 scenario. The rotate back round for MongolZ as Inns looks to find more frags for his name. Up to 11 he would need to go to clutch this one out with 33 seconds on the clock. On his back, the rotate there takes down Warrow. No more frags for the IGL of Drillers. And now with the crossfire set up from MongolZ, Inns has an inkling as he swings the corner. He gets tapped down. He's not going to die yet. The nade goes in. He knows he's low. He's going to spam out. 14 bullets remaining, and he does manage to find it. A 4th round for the Drillers to be able to bring this a little bit closer in this final map.
All to play for as we move forwards. A pretty intense finish there. And a bounce back from the Drillers to just give them that bare minimum something to work with. And that's maybe all they need. Once again, vocal here from Owner Pixel, just trying to lift them up. It seemed to have worked. I mean, took the time out, and indeed the energy just immediately changed. So this is looking good. Got to fist bump the entire team, though, my guy. That's kind of the rules. I know it might take a bit of time to get through everybody, but all the same, we'll see. This is heating up for me. If they win the pistol, I think we're absolutely on.
Inns does so much work to be able to draw this one close. It's just the chip damage of so many fights that he has to take that is eventually the deciding factor of the round. Mental needs to reset now for the Drillers. FlyQuest needs to continue how they have been going on. There's only 4 rounds in it, potentially 3 if the Drillers can continue this pistol conversion rate that they have developed across this BO3. And it's the B bomb site that they look to hit with pace. Getting some angles here. Already you are seeing how the sides play differently instead of these forward angles. On the CT side, like we were seeing from the Drillers, it's more passive from FlyQuest, awaiting these approaches, and then they will pull the trigger. The boost is up above the smoke. Scenario Kvem go onto the site. The bomb is soon to be planted. If it can find its timing, its window, as MongolZ punches in the digits. Kvem through the smoke finds Vexite as the retake from the remaining CT starts.
No kit available. Headshots required. It's as simple as that. Drillers on their comeback train. It's looking good thus far. Liaz only... Well, it's not even him. It's Inns that finds it. But yeah, there's nothing really in that for FlyQuest. Drillers doing well in the pistols, to be fair to them. Pretty consistent in that vein. We'll see here what they can get done. It's going to be an eco out from FlyQuest to try and keep the dream alive.
Drillers aren't messing around. No SMGs. Screw that. Give us the rifles. Make these rounds count. You two across the board. Not a penny saved. They know they'll look back on this one if they buy into the half buy and try for these eco frags and get punished by deagles or the like. But FlyQuest taking this slow with the USPSs. But it is a team play in through mid. The flash goes out, them on the corner, and he's completely blinded, but he's finding 4 kills. It's a gorgeous spray down to guarantee the round here, to move up to 6, to bring us within 2 of these 2 teams that, in their own maps of Anubis, FlyQuest looked strong. Dust2, they looked absent as Drillers pulled to the front. And now this third and final deciding map could at this point go either way. The 4 rounds that the Drillers were able to find on the CT side, was it enough? Is their T side strong enough?
Okay, here we go. All to play for then. Tournament life and major life on the line for both of these teams. A big round here. Drillers have got to take it, in my mind. They will start with that conventional utility. It's so very offensive from both sides, though. A lot of Molotovs, a lot of nades to try and get the early chunks out and deny early aggression. Not going to happen for either team, really. Actually, no real damage comes off the back of all that. So we'll see, once again, as always, down to the rifles.
The push in through Jaguar. As they look to find Vexite inside a cave. The pop flash that they have been borrowing. See if there's anyone on the boost. Nobody home so far. Smoke deployed, holds them back. Scenari not going to be able to find anything as of yet. A reposition from FlyQuest as they try to read the situation that they're in. Anyone lurking through mid? Well, a strong possibility with Kavem on the hunt. He's 4 of them. Takes down Inns. Looks for Liaz as well, but spray control not as good on the second. Dexter, aggressive angle here. I don't think Scenari's seen him or even heard him jump on top of this box. Rest of the Drillers looking to execute onto ramp, but they've used a lot of their window now as FlyQuest repositioned back into this site. Again, need to go quickly. Here comes Scenari, finds the opening frag. Alistair on the corner, taken down again. He gets dropped down low, but he's still a body in this fight. 8-6 is the scoreline. Can Drillers find the 7th?
About to find out. Looking good. Vexite does get one back through the smoke. Somehow still alive here. He will eventually fall. Liaz has brought it into the 1 versus 2. The bomb's been dropped. Only 10 seconds. Well placed. It could have been disastrous, but they make it through. They get that plant. He's going to try and give it a go here. Lacks the information. Didn't catch them in the cross. Smoke's in the way. Don't think there is a kit around, so he has to find these kills quickly, slowly creeping forwards. They're looking for a double swing here. They will confirm his location, and he has to find these heads quickly. Can't get it done. Hadji takes him down, and the Drillers bring it within 1.
Clawing it back. We knew this T side is where the Drillers would be able to perform their best work. FlyQuest had the opportunity to be able to exploit their CT side. Earlier on in this one, they let 4 rounds slip. With 3 rounds already going to the way of the Drillers at the start of this second half. They are aiming to continue their push to build up this momentum even further. With Urkas standing, could be a timeout call just to be able to have a discussion. You can see Dexter yapping commands out. Yeah, timeout has been called. The conversations are rife on both sides of the playing field. Both camps conversing, working out what the play is here. How will FlyQuest get themselves back into this one? It's not looking too possible in this round. It's a forced buy up from 2 MP9s, 2 P250s and a USPS on Alistair. Surrounded by AKs are the Drillers. And my dear Lord, what a push that is. Ind onto Mezcal, takes him down, and like ships in the night, Waro 2K has snuck behind them. They do not know he's here. He can activate at any moment, but he needs to make sure it's quickly. He needs to make sure that they aren't able to capitalize off the back of this saved rifle, and he has. He's let them slip. He's let them go through mid, and A site is rebolstered. The call has been made. Waro's just coming. Guys, the B site right now seems open. Cave is clear. Come over. Help me out.
Got to be careful, though. Dexter's position, right, is everything
so
here. Surely they take their time and check everything, but I think he also maybe has to make a call. They've posted up. Playing safe for, there it is. Yeah, Waro checks everything out. Very, very big kill. That obviously reveals the plan, but I think they're in such a good spot that it doesn't matter all that much. We're still going to fly in here on the FlyQuest side of things. The AK into the action. Hadji gets the hell out of the dodge. Just got to watch himself. Then with the spam, takes down Inns. That'll be the AK trading hands once again. Hadji goes back in, catches unarmored opponents quite easily here. Spam is good. He's got the right idea. Alistair somehow goes undetected. We'll see what he can do with this. Of course, the round not going to be won out. And Hadji is certain of another, and indeed he would be right, scenario with the double take. A little comical in the end, but an even up here from the Drillers.
It's like, wait a minute, I thought you said that was clear. I thought you spammed the box. There's a guy sitting in the corner. He's got a USBS out. What's going on? Either way, the Drillers, yes, leveling it out now. And this buy from FlyQuest is ever important. Pocket lint for Dexter and Alistair. $0 in their back pocket as they buy up everything they can. Not much more there for Inns, Liaz, and Vexite either. They need to convert this round to stay competitive in this game and not to lose the lead that they worked so hard for in that first half.
Dexter ready and waiting for some action to come his way. Oh, following the traces. Does some decent damage there. Big round here, minute 20 left on the clock, and Drillers taking things slowly, trying not to reveal their hand too early. You can feel the tension, right? Dust2, it moves so fast. Even Anubis was pretty quick, but this map has been so drawn out from both sides. The TNs really, really dragging things out.
Drillers aren't scared to give up information here. If they can find a frag for it, they're going to be happy to do it. Smoke's now deployed, about to block off these two main sight lines. And they begin their execute with 40 seconds on the clock. The flash comes in from the CTs, a small gap to be able to work with the Vexite as he springs onto the site. Only good for one, the backup's there from Inns. It's Mezcal and Waro who pick up frags of their own though, continuing to engage on that CT angle. But it's Dexter leading from the front, picking up Waro and Mezcal in the process. They switch on past each other, do Hadji and Dexter. Liaz still an unknown quantity in this situation, yet to frag. Dexter knows he's on the site, but with 13 seconds remaining, bomb now recovered. He needs to go for it. He needs to run. He needs to plant as soon as possible. But Dexter's there to ensure the ninth is secured for FlyQuest. The pivotal round that they forced everything into works out in their favor, and it comes at the hands of the IGL.
I'm pretty sure we got two smokes at Slan. Not one on the left-hand side. I think something's gone a bit awry on the Drillers execute there. Obviously, there was a smoke that gives room to the CT side, but I caught on the map. It may well have been a CT smoke, but there was two blooms on the same side, which I don't think was part of the plan. That leaves a big gap, and they obviously get caught off by it. So, yeah, difficult for the Drillers. Maybe a misstep that has indeed cost them the round and the lead here, but we're not done quite yet. You know, it gets serious. The lower owner pixel gets to the ground, you know, the more serious it's getting here.
Conversations being had. It's only the first round for FlyQuest, but it's a hell of a one to win. Dexter and Inns with Vexite joining in to be able to get the lion's share of the frags split between these three players. Senary coming alive. 4 drillers to find these kills. Liaz, my god, this is so deep. He's expecting this boost angle. The second Warrow fires. He's going to unleash hell. But as the smoke begins to fade, he should be good for 2 here. Warrow, he knows he's there. The re-smoke is good as well. Just about to hold them off. And they get away scot-free. Them does fall, but it's to the secondary player in mid of ins. Vexite looks for some damage as well with the MP9 taking down Mezto, finding this 3v5 situation with a low Warrow and Senary as well with SMGs in play. There's a universe that drillers pump the brakes here, but instead they step fully on the gas and move themselves out onto that B bomb site, but Vexite shuts it down with only Warrow left standing. Liaz is going to fall to his hand, but now he's got so much work to do. Can he rotate round? There's no bomb to speak of, so it's just going to be saving and potentially looking for exits. It's going to be double digits for FlyQuest now, Scriv.
Drillers maybe run out of gas at the very tail end. We'll see. Comes after a timeout as well, so not really ideal for them. Warrow, I think, is kind of committing to the save. It's such a long one for him that he has to keep moving. They will be after him, and he knows that. So, yeah, just sort of an active save, as it were. Gain some good ground, clear a lot of angles, and now he'll post up. So we'll see. Inns is kind of after him, and it all depends on whether he wants to cross the threshold into A main. But yeah, the round itself pans out very nicely for FlyQuest. Again, the setup, looks fantastic. This is at the time as well. Yeah, that's big. That's so huge. Warrow does not have the money to buy into an AK. I don't think the team would have joined him, to be fair. So it could have been worse, but it's still a bit of a kick in the teeth to lose that AK. Forced to lose the round, but it's an unfortunate one, man. A lot of really solid spams through smokes, knowing their angles. Not much else to it from the FlyQuest side of things. Playing the numbers really well, I guess you could say. We have this final tactical pause for the drillers. Do or die.
And they know it. The economy is not good here. As you correctly pointed out, there is no money in the back pocket for Warrow, dying after time off the back of the save. Rest of the team have a little bit more to play with, but it's just basically brought them in line economically. This is where things start getting dangerous. FlyQuest, they've only won 2 rounds in this half so far, but with that 4-round lead they had taking into that second half, it was 8-4, remember, at the turn. Securing 2, taking them to double digits, means they now just need to find 3 more, and this one should be a bit of a gimme. We are seeing a force buy here from the drillers. It's going to be pistols on 4, with Senary picking up that hero AK. Full armor in tow as well. They're looking to make an impact over on A here. The first time they've hit this site together. Alistair opens us up with a frag, and there goes your hero AK. And what is the round at this point? They've just got to continue pushing. They've got to continue trying to make some damage here. But Liaz is holding the cross. Inns is there as well to back them up. They do a little bit of chip damage, but no frags have been found so far. Everyone's dropped low. Warrow's nowhere to be seen. He does sneak behind enemy lines to get a kill onto Vexite. But what is that? It doesn't matter at this point. FlyQuest know they're on the cusp, on the precipice of making it once again to that lower bracket best of 3 grand final. The same position they were in many months ago in Copenhagen to make it to the major.
Looking good here, of course. Bit of a breakdown for you folks in terms of those deeper stats. Everything looking good for FlyQuest right now. Took them a bit of time to get going, but I think once the economy is stabilized, once they've got it figured out, they look brilliant. It's a lovely flash from Molotov as well. Liaz takes a fight. He had the pick of the litter there, to be honest with you. Kvem, though, not going down is a big deal. He nets 2. And he's brought drillers into this round, giving them a solid lead now.
Yeah, considering he was the one getting muddied off by Xbox as well, just being able to swing out from that, picking up 2 from separate angles is incredibly influential. Basically saves Meztal's life as well, so he can get some information over towards Jag. Dexter, known out. as Hadji spots it, takes him down. The smoke begins to dissipate, and he's just not ready for it. Now in this 2 versus 4, Alistair needs to go nuclear here inside of mid. Yet to spot Kvem on that corner. Might play human flashbang for Hadji to be able to swing and get that kill. Jiggling left and right is Alistair, but no, he does not need it. He retrains the angle as he takes down 2, bringing us level, and now it's full HP for these 2 remaining T-side players, and they're completely split. But with this information that MongolZ has gained over towards CT spawn, he knows the B bomb site's completely open. They can go for this, they can get the plant down, and what a forward position it is to be able to catch these rotates.
Beautiful moment there from Alistair. We'll see if it pans out and gives them the round. Bomb goes down. Oh, they're splitting. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan here from FlyQuest. The AWP is contacting through. Not loads of time. MongolZ.
Smoke's going to fade.
Yeah, this is dangerous. He's got to get the timing right on the smoke. He looks back to it. Ooh, an elbow spotted. Could make all the difference. Inz has not seen him. No eyes in the elbow, of course. MongolZ ready and waiting for this fight to come his way, but Inz still wins it. And Warrow will be left to do it all. Not a lot of time to get on the bomb. However, they just don't give themselves enough space to defuse. You forget about that sometimes, and Warrow, he will capitalize.
Comes down to the IGL once again to clutch out these situations, to bring the Drillers one step forwards. I don't think MongolZ spotted out Inz truly. I think he thought he was further back. He wasn't holding for the headshot angle, was looking at the chest instead, and didn't get time to retrain his name. Onto the site though, Warrow expects the worst from Alistair as he looks to commit onto the bomb, but without head armor, takes him down. Is that a double AWP buy? It is. What a commitment here from FlyQuest. Trying something different. Desperation potentially setting in.
Oh, they've reneged on it. They've refunded,
Yeah,
I think.
Changed their minds. Understandable, honestly. That was a little bit of a crazy call.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out. And I mean, the head loss, right? You've got to be careful at this stage. That's kind of a tough one. You know, they've played it well, just not fast enough.
Yeah.
And it can be a difficult way to lose out on the round. Mid control comes in here for FlyQuest. Snary Molotov off, so can't really do too much about that mid presence at this stage of the game. However, in towards the site itself, yep, they've just gone bursting through, so we'll see. FlyQuest got to recover the situation. Them taking over the round. The contact flash is beautiful. He will go down, but it's enough. It is absolutely enough. 4 versus 2. Vexite hidden away in the cave. Surely nothing that they can do from here, and even then, it looks like Liaz is starting to back away. Vexite attempting to join him. I think he will get away with the save, but big round from Drillers. Getting in the heads. Massive for them to hit double digits. They bring it within 1.
God, this game is close. Drillers playing their own version of Counter-Strike there as they decide, nope, we aren't going to respect you any further. Kvem, go click some heads for us. He does exactly that. 4-man save here for Drillers. The buy wasn't amazing. I mean, they had quite a bit of util. Scenario was on a Mac 10 though. Upgrades that tenfold up to that AWP. And trade that over to Warrow. Gives him his favourite. But this from Kvem is so... just like this, so clean with it. As he swings on through, just trying to find as many heads as possible. This FlyQuest buy is out of desperation as well to bring their economy back in line from the fragmented state it was once in. It's 2 M4s on Liaz and Vexite, surrounded by pistols. An upgraded one for Inz, who's looking for a massive here on the close range, but only able to hit a chest shot. It's simply not enough. And now with the util coming in over towards this A-bomb site, they're looking to close out this round before it even starts. And Liaz is the only line of defense right now.
We'll see what he can get done. That's a nice find. Off the back of the flash. Ooh, Vexite comes in as well. Maybe something to get excited about here, and indeed Drillers are going to draw away. They respect the hold. Ultimately, big old nade onto Alistair with no armor, but yeah, they're moving back to try and give B a go. FlyQuest reading it early, and they will be there ahead of time, Cody.
Information's given up. Vexite heard the stomps through the water. There is no time to pump the brakes here for the Drillers. Do they expect Vexite on this close angle, though? That is the question. The way they're positioning towards ramp, I don't think they do. Warrior's got his pistol up. They don't clear the angle. Vexite's there. Does get taken down by Kavem. Now close range for Alistair, who lightened up by that nade earlier on. It's still going to be good for one. Close angle. They don't clear Liaz. It's now Warro in a 1v1. Orp in tow. One bullet is all that's going to be needed to be able to be hit, but he knows it's the Orp in play. He doesn't hit the shot. He waits. He staves his time. Can he hit it? Yes, he can. Up to 11 for the Drillers to bring us level, and it's ice in the veins for Warro as he then screams into the room. Hand slaps all round just to be able to keep that momentum going, and a tech timeout at the worst time for both of these two teams. And my God, it comes down to the minimal amount of margins. Misplay after misplay from Drillers, honestly, not respecting these angles, and it has to come down to the clutch.
Absolutely unbelievable scenes here. That could be the moment. That could be the moment. 11-11, Drillers digging deep to pull themselves back from the brink. We do have this timeout, I'm sure, with emotions running high. Maybe a slam desk, maybe some headphones that have been pulled out.
I would. Christ.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Just have to stay cool now as well as you get iced out like this. No words. Relaxing. Just staying ever present, staying in the game.
Relaxing is the important
get ahead of
point
yourself
as well, right? Like you need to make sure you're relaxed in these situations. You can't have your mind looking back to the if buts and maybes of the previous round. What if I hit my shot? What if I do that? The doubt starts creeping in and upsetting the rest of your game. You are way too close to the finish line, both of these two teams, to start not believing in yourself. Looks like it was a problem on the Drillers side of things. Thumbs up from the admin. Just double checking everything. They're happy with it. They are going to get back into this one. I believe it's a buy on both sides. It is. Alistair has that opportunity of the AWP, and he is going to take it. It's a level playing field, Scriv, as we move into round number 23. We are on the precipice of this match being done. And at this point, I cannot tell who's going to take it. It's way too close, dude. It's way too close for comfort.
Hey, listen, man, this is exactly what we wanted out of this game, and we are getting it. It's delivering all the way down to the wire. All 24 rounds going to be required, of course. Will we need some more? Time going to tell. Vexite takes a peek. Nobody on the end of it. It looks to be a heavy A play here from Drillers. Everybody grouping up. Slow but sure, pushing in. Will we have an execute over the top, or is it going to be that textbook Drillers contact? At the moment, looking like the latter. They still have plenty available. It's a double donut setup. Certainly an unexpected kind of setup as well. So FlyQuest might just have the drop in that sense. Rotation comes around here from Inns to join the party. The utility raining on in. Oh my, Scenari with the spam. They've got to get through the AWP though. Is there a smoke for this? No, they go for the flash instead. The bomb, meanwhile, is getting planted during all of this. It's very, very messy from the Drillers, but it's Kvem in the middle to find the two-piece to maybe, just maybe, knock out FlyQuest. They will certainly be knocked out of this round. A save comes through, and oh my goodness gracious, Drillers, they're one round away.
It's coming down to the wire now. A 12th round on the board for the Drillers will move them to one round away to that lower bracket grand final. Will it be fresh territory against TALON? Will it be the rematch of that BO1 against Lynn Vision? Still some time to be able to decide it. There's money in the back pocket here for Warro to be able to rip these weapons out of their hands, but the crossfire set up by Dexter and Vexite does enough work. All players falling to the wayside for the Drillers, but they do not care. They wanted to stamp FlyQuest down as much as they could, but it's too 2 AK is going to be safe. And the final timeout for FlyQuest. They know what's on the line. They come into this RMR, the second favourite, alongside MongolZ. They had the upset in the BO1 with a more regimented TALON than they were expecting. And they thought, cool, this should now be a clean and easy BO3 after BO3 after BO3 in the lower bracket for us to be able to make it to the major. And the DRILLAS, the outside element, looking to cause an upset, havoc, and move one step closer. The timeout cancelled. The buy not as advantageous as they would have liked. Alistair is down on the MP9. It doesn't matter about the eco frags that he can find with this one. He just needs kills. The final round, number 24. Our DRILLAS going the next step, or our FlyQuest taking us to overtime.
The early utility reigns in, as it has all half long. DRILLAS looking for an early peek towards middle, but FlyQuest will not give it. Bits of spam around here from Inns. What is the move now? They're expecting something to come their way. It's a heavy mid-set, a late push coming in. Warrow splits the difference, and the shot does not land. He's frightened off, and at the very least, it's information gathered by FlyQuest with that move.
Expecting them to take a little bit more ground inside of mid, but instead, FlyQuest know when they've used up their luck. Or a shot between them. Spots out Liaz as well as the Molotov goes down, as once again they position themselves towards this A bomb site with a strong majority of their forces. However, the bomb still over towards B, can deploy at any moment, but forcing them back inside of mid gives this B site more of a poke and probe. This is an option for the DRILLAS to be able to execute. Util available, but same for FlyQuest.
Way over the top. Still moving a bit slow, but they will start picking up the pace. That's a great flash. Vexite with some big damage, but it slows him down. It's only 20 seconds to get this bomb in. Vexite, how's he found that? And that! What is going on? Vexite, unstoppable. He nearly gets himself the ace, but it's enough for FlyQuest to give them the overtime. They are indeed elated. Vexite out of his chair, but the job is not finished yet, my friend.
The 4K to be able to steal it away from the DRILLAS. They had it. Hands on their head stuff, heart in your mouth rounds here. So close yet so far. Warrow getting the fist bumps shared around the room to reset that mentality. Regulation rounds are not enough. We go to overtime between these two teams who cannot be separated. I fear the difference maker will be down to these T sides of the DRILLAS. Their CT did not look good. Hell, honestly, FlyQuest left something to be desired as well. But look at this again from Vexite. The fadeaway shot onto Warrow, the spam onto Kavem. He's running dry of ammo for crying out loud, and it's the final one in the chamber that manages to find the header Scenari before he has to swap to the secondary to pick up the fourth. Head on a swivel, ice in the veins, and the lifeline that FlyQuest needed to keep them in the RMR cycle as we move to overtime. Could this be closer?
We'll see if it remains close. Overtime is a different beast here. No more money woes for the FlyQuest side. Plenty of options available. So we'll see. Run boost coming in. Doesn't quite find success. The flash as well is going to leave Inns worse for wear. Not the best start into the overtime. At least the nade does find the trade. We've got a wide swing coming in. There's a smoke in the way. And it's a free kill for Vexite. He's able to back off also. Dexter, meanwhile, gets broken on. And now they know where Vexite is. The flash is brilliant. It's got to be a solo move from him as well. Once again, trying to take the round into his own hands. Hadji will drop him, but enough has been done. Hadji's got to defy the odds in the 1 versus 2. They know that he's low and he will go down. Flexer, they will continue things here on the FlyQuest side as Vexite just takes over again.
Get the hell off my bomb site, Vexite says. 2 rounds in a row now now, in which he's able to just basically perform as a solo static operation, the turret that he is, to be able to deal 2 kills and then a shed ton of damage on to Hadji as well, so the pistol can deal the final blow. FlyQuest take the lead once again in this game, and the momentum switches again in their favor. They need to chain these CT rounds together now to be able to stay in this one. If they can get 14 to 12, there's a universe this is done.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The game slowed down once again. So many smokes expended early on. You look across that DRILLAS side, they've only got 2 remaining.
Look at Liaz.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, though, right? You don't lose yourself into the overtime. That's where the experience of FlyQuest is going to come in. They're still able to play a confident game, and they are just absolutely pressing the attack. There is no downtime from them, really, and they are being very, very, very decisive with where they're putting their resources and the confidence, I think, because of the Vexite play to get them here, and then it continues. The confidence, the morale, right, is just going to be at an all-time high for FlyQuest.
It's a tonal shift as well, right? We hadn't seen rounds in which they were pushing and aggressing in that sense in regulation. And the second Vexite shows his hand, everyone deploys on it. The util being held by a number of players right now, ready to execute over on that B bomb site, but it's Liaz who has to hold down the fort with the recovered AWP here. After finding an opening frag onto Hadji, this could be huge for Vexite. He's been good on B. Can he be good on A? As he takes down Meztal, with Liaz on the AWP, taking Worro through the smoke, through the flames, as Liaz looks for more. Vexite no more impacting this round, as Kvem, the highest fragger, joint with Sceneri on this DRILLAS squad, looking to deal the damage, as he goes for the spam, and it's not going to be enough. FlyQuest move to 14, the jiggles left back and right for the FlyQuest boys as they start believing, start getting it in their system as they move into the final round of the first half of OT1, and it was all at the hand of this kill from Liaz, recovered with the AWP left in spawn. The hold was clean, the hold was perfect, and the DRILLAS executes on the A bomb site have not been as good as their B. So much slower, so much more laboured. And the extra timeout that they get moving into OT being expended now.
Not looking good. Only trying to lift them up. Once more into the breach, my friends. They have to find something within themselves. They have dropped off completely. FlyQuest have taken back control, proving why they should be here, proving why they should still be in contention for that major spot. Not enough with this series, of course. There is still another game to be played to find that third team here from the Asia Pacific RMR, but FlyQuest edging ever closer. DRILLAS getting aggressive down middle, looking for a way through, and just going crazy. See what they can get away with. FlyQuest have been very confident themselves. DRILLAS trying to take a leaf out of their book.
It's a little bit more structured play here from the DRILLAS with this setup. Yes, they're aggressing into mid, but they're playing their protocols well. Crossfire is being held, ensuring that nobody from FlyQuest slips the net and causes some drama where drama is simply not needed. They cannot afford it. From the highest of highs, being up 12-11, to a clutch from Vexite that brought FlyQuest back into contention, and they haven't let their foot off the gas for a single round. Them lucky to still be alive as he takes down Liaz with a whiffed shot there, opens up that A bomb site for them to be able to rotate round, but they are locking players in on B. The bomb now joining them over towards A. Alistair, who's been a little bit absent in that second map, come alive here, not going to be able to have an impact here in the third round of OT1, and now Kvem looking for the spam as Sceneri joins him as well, even though Blind finds the kill, and now ends in a solo 1v4. Looks for the header, Kvem doesn't find it, finds Sceneri instead. 2 left, 2 remain, but Hadji has something to say about it. It's a 14-13 scoreline. The DRILLAS are not done yet.
Still all to play for here, of course. I mean, a really nice round from them again, trying to see what they can get away with. And once again, not losing their identity. It was exactly what we saw from FlyQuest coming into things. They still remained aggressive, still remained confident. Maybe saw the Drillers recoil into themselves slightly. And of course, we had the timeout. So getting themselves ready to go again. This is intense. Very much so. It's a nice round, though, in isolation, to be fair. As I say, just pressing into things and really playing a disciplined game there, actually. Not overstepping, making sure everybody was comfortable and ready to go before moving into the next danger area. So, give them credit where it is due. But we'll see. This is where it can get hard. A CT flip. They've not been here in such a long time. FlyQuest, of course, only 2 rounds away. If they pick up the first, I think they are in the realms of the victory, and they should feel good about that.
First to 16 in OT1. FlyQuest only 2 rounds away. The Drillers an uphill battle. They need to win all 3 CT rounds, which looks like a struggle if we take in consideration how they've looked on these CT sides across every single game and series that they have played. The exception being that Dust2. But even then, they were afforded that hugging opportunity. Now, this is not the map, the time, nor the place for it. Them and Worro going for this double AWP setup, taking a leap out of the FlyQuest book. And oh my god, Dexter, taking out Scenari with the spams. It's been a tale of it across this entire game. Kills in which they simply should not exist from both sides, but FlyQuest using it to their advantage here to move on to series point with a man advantage as we currently stand.
Hadji forced back. So ground being taken here by FlyQuest. Looking good for them going into the final minute of probably the most important round of the series and maybe even this RMR for both of these teams. Can Drillers recover back into it? Worro with an off angle on that AWP is hoping someone walks into his crosshair. Meanwhile, Fem on the other side of things, nearly caught there, blinded, but he will manage to back away. Where are we ending up? FlyQuest just trying to trickle little bits on the other side of the map, keep some attention over there, but it will be B moving in. Worro finds the first. Alistair left to try and trade, not going to happen. Worro in behind the pillar. He's now got support as well. It looks good for the Drillers as they start to encroach forwards. MongolZ is unkillable. Just Alistair remaining. Not enough time for him to do anything here. We don't usually save in the overtimes, but they've got to get this one done. And he needs this AWP into the next.
Great hold there from Worro once again. Leading the charge for the Drillers. Off the server, in the server. You name it, he's an ever-present being. He's omnipotent for this squad. They bring them level 14-14. Still, I would say, the advantage leaning towards FlyQuest being on that T side. And how Dexter can pull off more of those, dear lord. It's going to be a difficult one for him. Of course, still full buys, still in OT. Not having to worry about the money too much as of yet. Double AWP setup has been continued with Kvem and Worro holding down the fort. Worro finding that opener onto Alistair is huge.
We are back on and trained in. This is an easy shot for the AWP, but he misses it. They won't track him super aggressively, so he's able to get away at the very least and maybe give another peek in here. Going to go for it. This is another shot. Bem on the secondary AWP is panicking here. Still remains alive, which I suppose is the big deal. In's trying to hide away, and the barrel not spotted. Just
Dexter
letting them all
well.
cross. Dexter's nice and deep. This is big. They've got a really good chance of just cutting these players off, really.
The bomb was still basically in T-spawn. It was over by elbow. They've recovered it. They can now rotate all the way round. They think it's a guaranteed lock on this A bomb site, but look at this crossfire setup. You can't leave from CT. You can't leave through mid. MongolZ is no way expecting this. Into going to check it. And it does get the kill onto Ings. There goes one of your difference makers. And Dexter leaves as well. What a read from the Drillers to be able to get themselves back into this one. 30 seconds on the clock. Bomb getting planted. Liaz on the corner. Looks for one head as he takes down Sceneri on the hunt for Warrow as well. He's trying to push up close. He's trying to close the gap here. He knows damage has been dealt. The bomb ticking down. There's kits across the board. There's util available as well. As Liaz is there to cause a difference, cause some havoc as he takes down Mezto and Hadji. Now in this 2 versus 1, Liaz has to go ballistic. He needs to go massive as Vexite's been the clutch player usually. The bomb gets tapped. He goes on through, but it's the tap through the smoke for Kvem to bring it into the Drillers' contention here. It's 15-14. They need one more round to decide the fate of their opponents, and the money, while still strong, is Glass Cannon Orc for Alistair if he goes for it.
What do you say right now? What do you say in this situation, man? It is getting just unbelievably hectic. The rounds are wild. It felt like FlyQuest were in a winning position, at least a contention kind of position there. And then Liaz pulls it back. You know, it's just all over. Maybe it will be all over for FlyQuest if they cannot figure themselves out going into it.
Kills were
I know, it's crazy.
Onto Ings and Dexter, they had such the crossfire set up. Liaz does so much work to bring it back, but it's just not enough.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. The counter-strike continues. Will it go to another overtime here? Maybe feels like we are deserving of it.
Absolutely.
It's been a hell of a series. One of these teams will be waving goodbye at the moment. FlyQuest looking like the most likely. Nades land in. Liaz does find one. He's left incredibly low after the exchange, though. FlyQuest try to find presence. The B bomb site. There's no one on B, bro. There is no one on B. Drillers have gone 3 mid. If the bomb moves quick, they could get away with it. Sceneri spam down low. What is going on? The game is just heating up and non-stop. Unpredictable action. They've still not dedicated that bomb in quite yet, but it feels like B remains weakly defended. Nades will come over the top, and this could be everything.
U2's lacking for the CT side. There needs to be a little bit more. There needs to be a rebolster. Sceneri's calling for it right now. The spam through the smoke deals some damage, but it doesn't convert into any kills. Liaz and Vexite both down low. The chip from these M4s could do the work as the bomb gets planted. FlyQuest looking for a final round hit. Molotov goes down to be able to block them off, lock them onto the site. Alistair finds Scenario, who's already chipped down low. Mezcal needs to be cautious not to fall fatal to this Molotov, and he does. It's his own one. He has to go for the risk, and it doesn't work out. Hadji and Warrow in a 2 versus 4 with low HP players. It's going to be cautious. They need to go for it. The shot from Warrow doesn't connect good enough. Hadji going to get taken down. FlyQuest are not done in this series. It's 15-15. OT2 is needed.
I am at a loss for words, man. It is just unreal. Like, the stakes can be felt coming into this, but this is the kind of Counter-Strike that Drillers wanted, I think, coming into this tournament and tried again to create. They are absolutely going to continue getting it. But FlyQuest, they will also not back down. I'm sure everybody is so excited for this little squad, but FlyQuest, you have to remember what they are capable of, what their players can do, and they just need to find a few more of those hero moments to take it over the line. The team's incredibly difficult to split. There's a lot of luck involved, man. Some crazy moments, even just in this round, but generally in the overtime, it has turned into a different game of Counter-Strike.
It came down to the util. There was so much used there by Drillers inside of mid just to be able to gain control, but all they got was a single frag off of it and neglected the B site at that. There were 3 players, sub 20 HP at the tail end of that round. A single nade could have been the difference maker, but there was nothing to be found. The only damage that the util did, with the exception of that one frag early from the Drillers, was Mezcal killing himself with his own Molotov, for crying out loud. Needs to be cleaner.
It's just mental. It's just absolutely mental. I really can't tell you what's going on, but we are straight back into proceedings, of course. Teams staying on the same sides as they finished off on Warrow with the boost. He's been loving it across the course of this series, trying to get that off high. MongolZ doesn't win against Vexite, who finds two. Another multi-frag moment coming in from the young gun to give the advantage to FlyQuest.
Man advantage leading towards the Aussies right now. The bomb positioning itself towards this A bomb site, with only the IGL of Warrow to lock down the fort. B site still needs some respect with Util being committed. The rotate yet to come out. Vexite taken down, and with that delay of any further presence, they know this is an A push now. Scenario on the back of the site, digging into that years of experience as he looks to be able to close this one out, taking down anyone he can, but he's only good for one. Warrow deals more damage, taking down Alistair. They know Ins is low. The taps are coming through. He's looking for an option, an output here. Warrow might even think about going for the flick, and he does, but he's not going to be able to hit it. Gives Ins that opportunity to be able to retaliate, to be able to rotate. Now with the AWP in hand, he was a little bit whiffy on this one earlier on. If he can find a couple of kills, he might be able to do it here and now to be able to find this first round in OT2. He drops down to a 1v1 with Haji and Ins, and again, no util available for Haji to be able to support him here. The bomb gets tapped once again. The no-scope, the flick, he whips it. Oh my good God, how has he hit him and not killed him? And Haji does manage to do it in the closing moments of the first round of this OT. Oh, even he knows that that was way too close for comfort. How did Ins whiff that shot?
It's unreal. It is. It's just, you couldn't write it. You could not write it. He's played it so well. In my head, I'm saying fake it. Fake it again. And then he creeps out like he's read the position, and he just misses the shot. Like, I can't explain how unbelievable that is. He's done everything correctly, but something somewhere diverts the bullet away. Oh my goodness. The DRILLAS, the first to take 16 here. They're gonna need a few more, and they most certainly are, because this game just continues playing out, continues being at just the behest of the divine intervention. Haji finds the first on the aggression into this round to give that advantage. He ended the previous, he starts this one, and the DRILLAS have the ascendancy.
Scenari slipped through the net as well. He went all the way through T-spawn. This time, Warrow's going to be the one to whiff. It's Liaz who takes him down. Kvem shut out of this round. The difference maker could be on the backlines of Scenari, but right now it's Haji finding two through the boxes. In this 2v3, Scenari's still yet to reveal his position. They have no idea he's here. If this timing works out well, this could be a nail in the coffin for FlyQuest, and it is. There goes Alistair, the full HP player. Vexite, he's been monumental for this squad, but he's not going to be able to do anything this time round. It's a 17th for DRILLAS. 2 rounds once again on their less than advantageous CT side. They aren't favoured on this one, and yet they're making it work. They're making it stick. They might be furious that it's taken them this long to be able to convert these rounds, but they're playing their own version of Counter-Strike. We were not seeing this. These aggressive DRILLAS side of the CT side in that first half when they were on the CT side, inside of regulation. It's working out wonders. They're getting away with murder in some of these rounds, but goddamn, is it getting close. And look at this buy script. There's 2 MAC-10s. They've committed so much into this FlyQuest, and it's going to be a quick play. They're going to go out straight onto this A-bomb site, and MongolZ is looking to make some frags.
Oh my goodness, they are angry. MongolZ only in for one. Kvem is here early. However, he gets ahead of that Molotov. Crying a little bit more from FlyQuest. They will get the bomb down, but it's a disadvantageous post-plant. The 2 MAC-10s now going to look a bit ugly. Big man Vexite got his sharp elbows out to bring them into overtime, but he will be denied here. It's a flawless CT half coming through from the DRILLAS. 3 in a row required for the Australian contingent to stay alive at the Perfect World Shanghai Major.
The room goes silent for the FlyQuest boys. They know that they were handed opportunity. Vexite banking them out of situation after situation, with Dexter calling in clutch every now and then as well. but the momentum has swapped. The drillers are on the cusp of this. They're vocal off the server. It doesn't look like friendly conversation either. It might be getting to them. The cusp that they are on, Sceneri being vocal, looks like trying to help out with the calling role with Warrow. Taking some pressure off him a little bit. This kill from Gwen was so good. The ground he's able to get in front of this Molotov, so influential. He does manage to find the final kill off it as well. Timeout cancelled. 18 to 15. The drillers need one.
I don't believe it. I really don't believe that it's coming down to this. These are the stories that the Major creates, the RMR creates. Okay, let's see. FlyQuest flipping over. What have they got for us? Is there anything that they've saved, that they've been cooking up? I feel like the playbook has been expended, so it is just going to come down to refreshing a few ideas. There's a flash I recognise from Sceneri. He's been doing his homework for sure. He will try and find this first frag as well. It's a belabored spray down. The flash comes in. Vexite only good for one before being traded out. The AWP reveals itself to being here as well, so it gives a better idea of the fact that it could potentially be a B hit. Dexter through the smoke with a godsend of a kill leaves the advantage in their favour. Liaz savvy to a flank, and it's well played and well read here from FlyQuest.
They're splitting themselves as well. Warrow with the bomb on his back looks towards mid, but needs to be careful because it's been read fantastically by FlyQuest. He spots out one, but he misses the shot between the legs. More opportunities here, of course, for the drillers to be able to close this one out. They just need one round, whereas FlyQuest need to be flawless. Hadji spotted out one, looks for some more here as well. But Liaz turns away, playing human flashbang as Inds is able to convert it. FlyQuest bringing it back now. A lot cleaner of a round from them there.
That was kind of scary.
That was very scary.
Yeah. That was a little worrying.
If Warrow finds that kill, it becomes a lot more manageable inside of mid. It's only a single kill that Hadji needs to find that.
Yeah. Two more. Job is not finished here for FlyQuest. Trying to keep their hopes alive. The money really not looking good. For the drillers side of things, of course, a little less coming into the major cycle, something to consider. And it will make a big difference here if FlyQuest find this one and deny another bomb plant away. Drillers are going to be on, you know, a really nasty buy. Big damage as MongolZ is left only on 10. Sceneri also chipped down. So this is a good start as the drillers have to find a way in.
Plenty of time on the clock. A minute 10. Bomb dropped over when T-spawn. It's now been recovered. On the back of Sceneri. Looking to clip the wings of FlyQuest. As they begin their push over towards this A bomb site. It's going to be held down by Inns. Behind this big box, the smoke goes down for Liaz, and here we go. The A site is where this battle will be decided in the 5th round of OT2, but it's getting delayed. There's so much util being expended here. Inns has got such a poor position. As the smoke gets cleared, he finds one in the low HP of MongolZ. The initial damage he did. Sceneri trades it straight back, but is it going to be enough? As Alistair falls to the wayside.
20 seconds left. The smoke starts to dissipate here. Bomb hits the deck. Liaz finding two from behind. It is into the 2 versus 2. They know that he's in main. Going in for that plant. Are they going to try and panic and stop it? They won't. To stay alive here, they have to clutch up. The AWP shot misses. Ven trying to clear some space. He peeks out into 2. He wasn't ready for both. And down goes Kvem. FlyQuest stay alive, and they will bring it within 1. Another overtime on the cards. It is again unbelievable, just taking a moment to potentially calm down, I think, before getting the defuse in, looking for the utility, thinking about AWPs or AKs, what is the move? But my God, It is not over until it is over, and I have to credit those A defenders. Yes, Liaz finds 2 kills, but it's the utility. You're in overtime. You are likely to panic. You are likely to maybe just, you know, throw a smoke down with no reason. They wait, and they get one on Donut, they get one on main, and Drillers are forced to move in the unfavorable conditions, and it makes all the difference in the end.
We hoped for a close map 3. We prayed. It looked like FlyQuest were going to be dominant. Drillers clapped back in kind. And from the depths of hell, Vexite, able to clutch them into OT, saves them time and time again, has slowed down a little bit. His work has been done. He's been stuck on 31 kills for a while now. The unpredictiveness of the Drillers. A little bit of a struggle inside of mid. Is Warrow, though. They're looking to close this one out as quick as they can. Damage being dealt. He is not messing around now. Does fall to the native ins as he tries to push up just a little bit too deep. Mestal not in a position to be able to recover the AK. Dexter, oh my god, the close angle! He finds 2, but it's traded back by Soneri. It's now on a 2 versus 3. I think this is over and done with. I think we're going to go to an OT3 at this point, because Mestal's only got a Mac 10. He looks dejected. They trade over the weaponry.
What is going on? The second kill he gets is just a random guy on the edge of the smoke. He's not even aiming at him.
The
bullet just takes control again. There's some kind of Deus Ex Machina coming into this one, man. Honestly, this is unbelievable. Alistair confirms the round as Mestal is left in the 1 versus 3. They know his location. He's half HP. There's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. Surely not. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
You've said
Maybe
it.
I should not say that. Fake onto the bomb. Trying to draw some attention, and unfortunately draws the wrong kind of attention, but another overtime required. 3 in a row from both teams. Oh my god, it just carries on. Where the hell is the script for this one, man? It is completely out of the window. It doesn't make sense, but the counter-strike continues, and these 2 teams so deserving of it now at this point, as they are putting their hearts and their souls, blood and iron into this knockout game. And there's still another series required for them after this to make the major.
They're playing this like it's the lower bracket final. These 2 teams want to push further. This has got qualification game written all over it. The level that we are seeing everybody reach. There is not a silent voice on the server. Oh my god,
Unreal.
Second kill is
For like half a second, he's looking at him. Insane. Yeah, you've got to land that immediately. Otherwise, who knows? Maybe he gets traded only finding 1.
You mentioned about the script being out the window. It's been flipped. It's been burnt. It's been destroyed, eradicated. You name it, it's gone. It was the CT rounds that both sides were relatively struggling on. And now, back to back, both sides convert triple CT halves. Not a T round to be found. The executes, the playbooks out the window. They're just going off a feeling at this point. Emotions running high for all 10 on the server. Emotions running even higher, maybe, for some of them off of it as well. Watching for the sidelines. One of the 2 hopes for Oceanic CS come head-to-head against the Drillers. The anti-heroes of this RMR looking to provide a massive upset, but isn't even an upset at this point. With the level we're seeing, Warrow finds that opener. The IGL v IGL fight goes the way of the Drillers this time round.
He has loved a boost. Will put it to great effect into this round. We've had a lull in the action here. A bit slower. Oh, Alistair, and he gets away as well. That was supposed to be a sacrifice, potentially, you know, to find the trade there. But there is no trade. It never comes. Liaz gets perfect timing onto the spot. Gets the smoke down, gets out of there. We are so tight right now. Really playing well. The bullet's just around Liaz, but not tagging him quite yet. 30 seconds and the rotation's moving in. Slow but sure. Still not fully sold on the idea quite yet, but I think they'll begin to be so. Just got to hide away. Oh, some time. Hadji gets boosted up. He's spotted, finished off by Inns. It's a double spray down. Yes, sir. A nice finish in from the A defense as FlyQuest get the first into our third overtime.
You just see Liaz just leaning into his monitor a little bit there, and the second the final bullet leaves the chamber and he takes down Worro, the shoulders untense. He leans back just a little bit. It's only a brief respite, but he can chill for a moment. I wonder if they were expecting Alistair to be there on the York, because it seemed like Worro was in a position to be able to trade a rifle should it have been there, but did not want to go for the re-swing. Instead, had to fall back and then did not have a say in the rest of the round. At this rate, Drillers just need one T round, and then if they can string together those CTs like we saw in OT2, then Jesus Christ, they have a chance. Smoke's coming over towards this A-bomb site. It's not one they favoured inside of regulation, but it's one they've had their eyes on for OT time and time again. Here comes your util committed as well. And the pace changes once again. The Drillers begin falling back, but it's for mid this time round. Dexter up lane, looking to strike on his opponents as the flash goes in, as he peeks on out, taking down Kvem. A smoke to be able to block them off in the process as well. The head found of Hadji once more. In a 3v5, FlyQuest are looking to dictate the pace once again, gain control of this game. As Alistair falls off the angle, is afforded the second shot onto Worro. The nade comes in for Dexter. It's just Meztal to do all the work in a 1v5. He finds one, but with 45 on the clock, the bomb drop soon to be recovered. He's got so much work to do. He's a known quantity now. Alistair dropped low, but he's got to find 4 more. I think it's too much to ask for him.
The only silent part of the map right now. No one around. And unfortunately, I think he needs someone to be here. He needs a couple of early headshots before going anywhere near a bomb site. So the fact that he's not given them will mean it is a reluctant save, a tail between legs back off. And as we touched on, that money becomes somewhat of a problem. Yeah, rough here for the Drillers. It really is. So we'll see if they can mount anything into this. And look, man, I've been around for a while. I watched plenty of Counter-Strike in my time. 3 in a row, followed by 3 in a row, followed by 3 in a row, followed by 3 in a row in the overtimes. I don't think that happens very often, if ever. So Drillers, they're going to need a round here to just have a tiny, tiny little springboard to work with moving into their CT half.
FlyQuest are flexing the money as well. They're juggling AWPs and rifles over to different positions so they can find the opening frag and trade it straight back into the fully automatic Vex site. My God, you've been insane in this game. You've been the difference maker for this FlyQuest squad. And this forward angle, trying to catch them off guard. Hadji has an inkling, but needs to be careful because Alistair is still on the corner. He doesn't realise there's 2 here. He gets sent the fake. The util comes in, but no rotate to speak of as of yet. If Drillers want to execute on this B-bomb site, they need to go now. They've mollied themselves off, though. Dexter holding back with the AWP in tow. Smoke goes down, about to pop off the sightline, and here comes the push. Dexter now ahead of any form of util. As it plumes, he might want to just fire a shot as the flash comes in. Nothing as of yet, and the rebolstered site of B continues for FlyQuest. The bomb site now claimed by the Drillers as it gets punched in a 5v3 retake situation with util favouring the CT side. What can they do here?
Have to keep it together. They've looked good thus far, just playing the patient game, not losing anybody, going into the retake. Meztal hidden away in towards the pillar. He's just left guessing as to which side. Tap onto the bomb. The smoke is good here. They've got to try and make a play happen. It was a fake out, and the boost again from Worro is enough to give a kill back in, but it's 3 required from Scenarii. Not going to happen. Down he goes, and FlyQuest get themselves that flawless half. The all-important flawless half of the Drillers are once again left to pick up the pieces. Oh my goodness gracious, surely it comes to an end soon. But Drillers, this is where we see what they are really made of. How deep can they go? FlyQuest keep upping the ante. keep matching their game. And they looked very, very good there as it sort of calmed down a bit more, you know. That second overtime was insanity, and we get this weird kind of gentleman's agreement that they back off a bit, they play a bit quieter, they play a bit safer, and that rolls into the hands of FlyQuest. So the control is with them. Let's see what DRILLAS can do.
Absolutely crazy. The DRILLAS in uncharted territory at this point. When they were in this position earlier on, they were in the lead. FlyQuest had to work, dig deep, go to the uphill battle, which was finding those 3 CT rounds concurrently. The DRILLAS now have to do it in kind, pay it back. They cannot give FlyQuest an inch. All it takes is 1 round for FlyQuest to be your lower bracket finalists. This is your first one. We've still got another BO3 after this, for crying out loud.
Yeah, plenty of Counter-Strike to come, and maybe a bit more required in this one as well. Hadji going to open us up. Nice find from him. Any more where that came from, I suppose, is going to be the big question. Inns taking a bit of a leaf out of the DRILLAS book. You remember they brought us to the finish line, I suppose, with a round like this. Wasn't quite the last one, but close to it. I think it might have been their round to get 12. They sent a lot of pressure through Red Room. And it would seem they're aware of that being quite a nice play. 2 of them watching, ready to go here. Inns has got to be very, very careful. Is that AWP on the way? It's difficult to say. And it's all down to the timing. It's all down to his patience. I think he's got to believe in his teammates here to fully send it into the bomb site before he starts moving. Vexite will plan. I like it. Inns still there. Still holding out. Still waiting for this flank. Maybe now got to start to activate. Oh, and he just gets the timing in. It's 1, it's 2. He needed that third. The 3 versus 2 may be recoverable here. We'll see. Liaz on the off angle. He's all alone to try and close out the game. It's not going to happen. And DRILLAS buy more time.
They bring it to a 3 versus 1 and they finish it out. A 19th on the board. Desperation, the want, the need to make it to that lower bracket final. Driving them round after round. They look to continue this run. It was through the lower bracket of the close that the DRILLAS did it. They got them to this point. They had to be flawless there. They've got to be flawless now. The util committed a big push from Inns. The DRILLAS fall off as Kvem takes donut control. There's smokes everywhere. So much hidden information being gained here by FlyQuest, and Kvem has an inkling that there's somebody home. Flash goes in, tags down on Dexter, and oh, he falls back. Warrow has to fall away. Does not know that Dexter's pushed up here. Util being committed over towards this A bomb site. This gap inside of mid has been abused round and round again by FlyQuest. Can Dexter pull the trigger and make it worthwhile this time round, though? It was Inns with 2. If he found the third, we would have been looking at our faces at this point. It would have been 22 for FlyQuest, but he couldn't. Dexter looking to show the rest of his team how to do it. Util being committed over towards B, but of course, as we can see, it's an A presence that needs to be faced. Dexter taken down by Cenarian. I think that might give the jig up as Util committed over towards B. We see the push coming on through, but Liaz spots out MezTow on the edge of Big Box. Kvem on the corner, spams down 1, a little bit chipped down in there to be able to back them up. The swing from CT is not good enough. As the frags continue for Alistair in a 3 versus 1. Hadji's been so good, but can he clutch this out? He's got so much work to do and not an AK to be seen with an M4 in tow. The spam is there, but Inns clutches it out. It's 22 to FlyQuest as the room erupts and they knock out the DRILLAS, defending the Asian CS spot.
Absolutely incredible stuff. What a map of Counter-Strike. Both teams, I think,